Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Nexus podcast. I'm your co-host M2 Dave, and as always, I'm here with my co-host King Jr. Burrito Voorhees, aka Franco. What's going on?
What's up, man? We got a different video for you guys today, and I'll let Dave carry on with the rest of the introduction.
Yes, this episode is 31. We've got a very special one for you today. It's a tier list video, but don't worry, it's not just the two of us scrubs. We've got some backup to do this right. We've got Epic Zoopa, aka Finalist Zoopa.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you. So again, with in parentheses, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The last podcast, we unfortunately there were some issues with recording. We'll redo it when the time is right. No worries. I don't want to rant too much about it because this one is probably going to be long enough. And then obviously Zoopa, no introduction needed. One of the best Quan Chi players in the world, and the other player is Trillion, one of the best
Yeah.
Rain players in the world. Welcome, man. It's good to have
Yes,
you again.
sir. Hey, well, I'm happy to be back, man. This is gonna
So
be
yeah,
fun.
we heard you. We heard you in the podcast. We got your voice. We got my voice, so we don't have to re-record yours.
Yeah. I was good. I was good. Yeah,
Yeah. So we locked out with that. But thank you so much for being on.
man. Thank you for having me, bro. It's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. So we have a tier list video. This is going to be a final tier list video. Obviously, we got you guys because you guys are the high level players. You play the most online. I mostly watch and I compete in ranked. Obviously, King Junior's got has also fair placement. Fair share of placements offline and online. So we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to go by ABC. In terms of like how we're going to list the characters, the tiers are S, A plus, A, B plus, and B. I think all of us agree it's a very balanced game, right? It's not we don't have like any
Yeah.
MK9 low tier characters, but at the same time we don't have any like OP characters like MK9 either. I think it's a balanced
True.
game. I don't think there are any D tiers. We kind of agreed that a pre-recording, so we don't have to go through that again. First character, I'm just gonna by ABC. You guys tell me where to place him or her. I'm mostly just gonna maybe give a brief introduction and then you guys tell me what you think. So we have Ashra. Um, I think her overhead is reactable. Offline, online, it's can be a pain in the butt to react to. I think offline, which is what the Steelers is based upon, I think she's one of the lower tier characters. I don't think she could generate enough offense. Overhead is reactable. She kind of fell from the meta, like once people realize Serena, like Serena with her is not that strong. But I think she's just okay. I would personally place her in B plus or B. I think the best thing about her is that armor, which I believe is infinite armor. She has
Mhm.
really strong defensive utility. Some good pokes, obviously forward two, down four, 2-2. But I wouldn't like consider her like she's not in the, like upper. She's not one of the upper tier
Yeah.
characters. Zupa, what do you think?
I would agree. Did you grab a drink? Sorry about that, but yeah, I would agree. She's a very much more of an online character than she is offline.
Correct.
There's a little bit of a miss in the community because some people believe that she might be a sneaky top 15 character. I personally don't see it. Personally think she's B plus. She doesn't really have any like super bad matchups, but she also doesn't really beat anybody either. She's a super neutral heavy character. She's pretty honest in a game where pretty much dishonesty is more so the meta. When we get those characters, you'll see it.
Yeah.
So I personally think she's B plus. She's a solid character. You can win with her, but you have to work harder than you can. Then there's easier options that you can pick and win with. If you pick an Oscar, you're gonna have to work hard.
Yeah, I agree. Trillian, what do you think?
I,
Your
I
assessment
think
of
I think I
Ashra.
might have to agree with the B plus max A. Her dark stance is like really good. There's some good players. Like I don't know if y'all watch Young Monster. Like when he
Yeah,
go dark
Yeah.
stance, it's beyond broke. Like don't get me wrong. The utility she has is good, but like Zooper, what he said, like I don't think she like beats the shit out of anybody, or she don't like have crazy matchups where she loses to either. I think she middle of the pack character. If you're really good with her, you can win. But B plus is probably where she belongs.
yeah. You just have to work so hard with her. And like I said, she falls off. She's one of those characters where she falls off offline because that overhead becomes reaction.
Correct. It is 23 frames, I should mention, which is slightly
Yeah, it's
faster than sectors and sub zeros. But yeah, it's definitely reactable. King Junior, what say you about Ashra? What would you place her? B plus or B? I think that's kind of like the position right now that people are discussing.
I'd say B plus is good. A at the highest. Yeah, one of her strongest things is the armor, like you guys said. She's pretty honest. She doesn't have like super dirty tactics or ways of opening you up. And her matchup chart might be pretty good, but it's not like dominant either. So I think B plus is a fair take on Ashura.
All right, so we all agree. So let's place her in B plus for right now. Next character we have, based on ABC, is Baraka. I think Baraka is another character who's kind of fallen off the tier list, like as the months and as the years pass by. Good footsies, good movement, very good projectile. Actually, probably one of the better ones in the game. Good like armor crushing with what is it, 4-4-3. I think his problem is again kind of like the Asha problem. Doesn't necessarily have the best mix-ups and the best offense. Again, what is it over at 4-3 if I'm not mistaken? Is reactable easily offline, no question. You can hold it, but then it becomes slower, but it becomes plus, but then you can open yourself up to up block. Um, I think Baraka wants to be in the early meta where you can just spam what is it, down forward two, call Cyrax, and just repeat, and like build meter nonstop, right? But that is no longer a thing essentially. I would I would put him in probably either B plus or B as well. Zoopa, what do you think?
I'll probably put him in B. I would personally
Okay.
think Rock is probably a bottom 5 character in this game just because you have to work hard with him. Granted, he's not like a mechanically hard character, and people make the mistake if they think a character's either takes skill or doesn't take skill based on how hard mechanically they are to use. And I think that's like just not true. Like Baraka on paper is an easy character to use. You can pick up and learn his B&Bs in like less than 20 minutes, but to actually go into competitive play and win with him takes a lot more effort. Granted, your game plan is to just try to chip people out for the most part, and if you do hit a hit, you got to capitalize. But it's a lot harder to get the hit than people think it is. So personally, I think he's like bottom 5, so I put him in B.
Trillion, what say you?
So I might have to go B plus, but at the tail end, I don't know if he's bottom 5. He is a character that fell from grace, though. One of the best characters in the game on release, and then as everything got nerfed, he just became progressively worse. Even with the new buffs with the install, is a character that you have to work pretty hard like to win. But I don't know about bottom 5. So I have him B plus.
King Junior, Baraka.
I think B plus is my placement. His armor is not the best, and he's like again just like Ashura in a way, like not really doesn't have the best ways to open you up outside of like strike throw and maybe some like shimmying with the back three, the double hitting back three, and some armor breaking here and there. His jump too, I think it is pretty decent too. But yeah, like ever since they made floss block negate chip damage and meter build and like nerfing Cyrax, I think he kind of fell off since then. And I think these days he's using like Tremor or Striker or Kano, which all lower your health except Tremor. So he doesn't have that go-to cameo like he used to, like with Cyrax pre-patch.
Trin, are you okay with putting him just temporarily in B plus, and if we have to move him down later, we can? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, we can put him B plus. I think we're gonna move him down because the next one's gonna be a hot take, at least for me.
Okay. So let's put Baraka then in just B for right now, and then the next character, I do believe it's a more of a controversial one. So we have Conan the Barbarian. Um, well, I use characters who have strong armor, so my opinion again is very very biased. So that move that that they all spam in the neutral was a forward 2-1. Is that the strength?
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Is super oppressive if you have to like deal with it in the neutral. It's very,
Yes.
very annoying. It's one of the best normal attacks in the game. However, if you're using like me, using Kung Lao, you're using Havoc, then it's a lot less oppressive because they have to respect your armor. So for me personally, uh, just real quick rundown. Very good damage with Jinko, one of the highest, if not the highest level, like HP points in the game. Again, very strong in the neutral. However, no really like legit mix-ups. Kind of depends on his neutral a lot, right? No projectile like to zone you or build meter or anything like that. Well, he has that projectile, it's way super slow. To me, he's like A tier. Um, Zupa, what's your hot take about Conan?
I would like I said, I'd probably put him in A plus.
Okay.
His neutral is oppressive. He really his problem and why he's not like higher on this is because he does lose to characters like Lao and Sector, characters that can just spam armor and zone him out. But characters that have to like deal with him in neutral or don't have like the fastest projectiles to keep him off them, dealing with him in neutral is a pain. He has the best jumping in the game, hands down. It's not even close. His damage is off the charts. He's hitting you for a minimum of 50 or 60, and if you're playing Takeda's hitting you for 70 with Shujinko, I think the character is very good neutral. I consider him just a slightly worse Johnny. He's just Johnny but slower, with more damage. That's pretty much how the character plays. So I personally have him at A+.
Trillion, what do you think about
So
Conan?
I have him A, and there's a multitude of reasons. It's because I think Conan is one of the few characters that legitimately can't open you up with mix. He legitimately does have something. Like some people try to say, oh, Noob can't open you up because he doesn't have mix, but he still has a slower overhead that he can combo off with Janet. Same with Ermac, who has a overhead or a low that they can combo off with Janet. Conan's his best cameo is Shujinko. Legitimately, he is just striking to throw it. Some of the best neutral in the game, though. Best jumping in the game, sure. It's beyond broke. But he is one of those characters who struggles with a lot of the common characters in the game. A lot of the characters who can run away, he has to deal with that stuff. He still has gaps so people can armor through all that stuff. No throw combos. So even if he throws you and like he back throws you, you can just start running away again. But if you are really good with this character, you can do some really good damage. Like he is a super strong character in terms of neutral, in terms of damage. But overall, like the package, I think he might be A. It just I don't think his weaknesses overcome his strengths. So he might have to be somewhere in the middle of the pack of A.
I personally agree, but King Jr., what say you?
I'd say low A+ or high A tier. Yeah, he really does just kind of have to throw you if you're okay with just blocking and don't panic too much on defense if you have the life lead. Or if you don't do anything that's unsafe and punishable to where he can just do those high damaging combos. I know some people might think like his overhead sword is a mix up in the corner and stuff, like you're like forced to up block and take the plus frames or whatever, but yeah, I feel like his the only way he could really truly open you up outside of outfootsing you or punishing you is just with his throws, which yeah, I do think the whole comparison of him being a weaker Johnny in that regard is kind of valid. He's like a tankier Johnny, I guess, but yeah, I would say either high A tier or low A+.
Let's put him in A right now. Again, if we have to move stuff later, we gladly can. It's not an issue. So
Yeah.
let's put him in A for right now. The next character is Cyrax. I think Cyrax is one of those kids who makes me salty about this game, and I love this game a lot. It's my favorite game. I just don't understand why this isn't a game if defense and zoning are not allowed to be anywhere near strong. I think Cyrax has the best win condition in the game from what I've seen.
Agreed.
Because she's the only Vortex character who can also take your meter away. Like Ghostface cannot do that. Neither can Kenshi. So I think she's arguably the most devastating character to fight in a tournament because you don't know what mix-ups they're gonna go for. You don't know, how many bombs they're gonna throw on you. You don't know. You have no idea what cameo they're gonna use because she goes with so long. She goes along with so many cameos: Serena, Tremor, Striker. I'm sure I'm forgetting like 5 others. I think she's got to be S tier, and she's one of the most frustrating characters to play against. Zoopa.
I would agree. I think she's S tier, but I think she's probably in my opinion, on the tail end of S tier, just because I think she at least has tough or bad matchups. And when we get to the other S tiers, you'll see that those guys generally probably don't lose anybody. I think she has a few tough, maybe even losing matchups, but she does have like the easiest win condition of all the Vortex character. It is quite literally one touch and then guess for your life. And if they're running a team like Serena, you literally can't break at all during the entire match. You just have to guess right. Granted, if they run in Serena, that means they really don't have mix. That means you're just losing in neutral, but she's a tough character to deal with. She doesn't really have that many tough matchups, and she is just all she needs is to get in once. So I put her S.
Yeah. Trillion, is Cyrax S tier in your opinion?
Yes, I think she's S, and I think she is very close to the top. I don't think she's closer to the end. I think, in my opinion, second best character in the game. And it's solely because of her win condition, though. There are some struggles, though. That's why I got her second and not first. Because there are some matchups, though, where if she tries to play neutral, she has a tough time. Like against characters like Rain, against characters like Homelander, or anybody like that, she'll kind of struggle because she get outspaced. But once you get hit, it's legit GG's. Like you're done. If you take a throw and the bomb's under you, still get hit. Doesn't matter. You have armor, tough shit. Armor's gone or the meter's gone. You know what I mean? So like you get hit, and everything that you built up, your game plan, it no longer exists. So she's a really strong character. Even with the nerf of the goop, used to go through or trade with projectiles, now gets destroyed by projectiles. I genuinely don't think that changes her game plan at all. Once you get hit, it's over. So Esther for sure though.
That change affected her a lot more than people think. Without that change, I think she'd be undisputedly top 1. Because the way you beat her and the way you fight her is to zone. But when she didn't when Goop could trade, it didn't matter. You couldn't zone her because they just spam and Goop.
Yeah, I think it truly means more like it didn't affect her, like her vortex.
Yeah, it would have affected her win condition, but like her.
Yeah.
For me, with the Goop nerf, put her from like top 1 to top 2 to like now I put her at like maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, I see it. No, I think your point is definitely well. I think she would like literally outzone other zoning characters with that, because you can't. You're so scared of trading. But I agree with you. I personally agree with you. I think she's the second or third best or something like that. But King Jr., what say you about Cyrax?
This bitch is top 2 minimum in my opinion. That's it.
Yeah, I would put her as also like the second best character in the game, but we'll see how how everything works out. So let's move on. Again, we all agreed. I think this is so obvious. Let's talk about Ermac next. But somebody's slightly echoing. I don't know. Zoopa might be, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's me. I don't know. It's good.
I don't think I'm echoing. I don't think I'm echoing.
Again,
I'm saying, is it me? I don't hear it, so it might be me.
Okay. So next character is Ermac. The one thing I understand is 1-2, and how, again, speaking as a former Sector, Kung Lao, Havoc player, is 1-2 how quickly the second hit comes out and how it crushes armor.
You get fucked by 1-2.
Yeah, 1-2.
I completely underestimated that string, and it's really, really effective. Obviously, you all know what he does with Jen. He does like 60% combos, and then he also has setups. Can turtle surprisingly well. People, I don't know why not people are doing, especially when you activate that. I don't even know what it's called. The one thing that makes him
Death's Embrace.
Death's Embrace.
Yeah, that makes him take his meter instead of his life. I think that's really, really strong for turtling. I think he's got to be either S or A plus. For me, right now, personally, I would place him in A plus. But I want more opinions. Zoopa, what do you?
I would agree to put him in A plus. Just because, like on paper, Ermac doesn't really like. Ermac's a weird character because you don't see him that often in high level play. And like his best cameo is Janet. I think most people would agree. Second best probably Lao.
Yeah.
You could struggle in neutral a tad bit, just because he does have like a slower teleport. He does have a teleport, but it's slower. And unlike other characters with teleports, he doesn't have a way of teleporting for free. Like with Raiden or Cyrax, they'll teleport with like Sector Missile or with Madame Bow bottle. You're not really teleporting for free with Janet. But he does crush armor with 1-2, so he has armor break just in his jab string. He hits for 60 to 70% off any touch. He has great pressure on block. He actually has one of the best strike throws in the game. He's dealing like 18 to 20% off every throw. He's a solid character. I wouldn't put him in S. I'd lean more towards A plus, maybe even A. But for right now, I put him in A plus.
I'm curious what you have to say because you play Rain and Ermac has to play at that mid range as well. How do you see the situation?
Yeah, so maybe this is a hot take. I don't know, but I think Ermac is A. Like I don't think S or A, and here's why. He is one of the cancel characters like Rain, but he doesn't have a way to chase most of his matchups down. Like the matchups he struggles in is people who, because Runaway in this game is super, super, super strong. And he doesn't have anything to stop anybody from running. His like low projectile is super slow. His teleport is super slow. His 60% is broke. It's sure, but once he grabs you, he can't do the 60% combo anymore because he only has half Janet. So half his game plan is based off just that 60%. And he doesn't have heavy mix. He can kind of do combos with like his low sweep, but it isn't like super effective. He isn't like smoking, mixing the shit out of you. He is one of those characters. It's kind of like Conan, but a little better, where he has some better tools to kind of open you up. Because his grab, he has like throw combos, stuff like that. He has an overhead. It's a little slower. He has it, but he is one of those characters that doesn't really have a lot of ways to stop you from blocking. Like all his stuff is highs. Like if you 1-2 is a high, but it's super fast, so I wouldn't microduct that. But it's like back 2, that's long range. It's a high. His like cancel pressure, it's I think everything is like 0. So like you really can't do a whole lot unless you just stop blocking. Like Ermac, he eats off people who don't block. So if you don't block, you'll die. But if you block, Ermac really has a tough time to do anything. So he's a good character on paper. It would Death Embrace or whatever that green shit's called. Like on paper, he should be top 5, but he is not, and he just does not have a lot of things that going for him in a lot of matchups. Like he get fucked on by a lot of the top tiers and some of the mid tiers. So A is I think where I think Ermac is.
King Jr., what do you think about Ermac?
I still think he's like low S tier, which I know is probably a hot take. I feel like he still has yet to be optimized by like a special player or something. Like I feel like his game plan is like the hit and run, get that 600% if you manage to open somebody up in neutral or punish somebody, and then activate Death's Embrace, do some cancels to run away, gain meter, and whatever else like that involves gaining meter from like your block pressure and stuff like that. I will say the worst thing about him probably is his armored move. It's a high and it's pretty slow, so he doesn't have the best defense, but I think he's sleeper low S tier. And I think, somebody still hasn't like fully fleshed him out yet, or like committed to him enough, because there's just easier characters that are more effective than him, like Homelander or Havoc, stuff like that.
Well, I think that kind of appeased everybody. Let's just put him in A+ for right now. Then again, if we have to move him down, I'm okay with to do that later. Hopefully, everybody's okay with that. So let's
That's
put him in
fine,
A+. Right, yeah, and we can always move people up. Next character is Geras. Obviously,
Shao, you're skipping Shao.
You're forgetting
sorry.
the general part.
Yeah, you're skipping Shao.
They haven't listed as. I'm looking at Shao. Yeah, they haven't listed as Shao Kahn.
He should be Shao Kahn, yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about General Shao. A little bit confusing for me. I kind of lack knowledge on this character because I know he's kind of semi-pop, at least as a character. Right? I'm just gonna give it up to Zoopa. What do you think about Shao?
This character's stupid as shit. I don't know why they buffed him all the way back where they gave him the plus cancels. They made him like ridiculous. He's ridiculous when he gets pressure, when he gets you in the corner. His problem is the same as characters like Ermac. He doesn't really have a way of stopping you from chasing. So his characters that have a good zoning and good spacing generally do good. But I'm still gonna put him around like A+, because he does really just need one touch. But unlike characters like Ermac, he can be activated by cameos. Like Shao can be played with Tremor, Shao can be played with Sector, Shao can be played with Striker. There's plenty of cameos you can play with Shao to get your axe down, to start your mix, and to make your mix even safer than it already is. I would put him mid, like in the A+ tier solidly. Like we can even make the argument he's S, but I put him in A+. I think he's a very solid character. He may have a few tough matchups just because he doesn't have a quick mid, but like Stand 2 is a great button. And then once the axe is down, it's carnival season. It's just Mix City.
Yeah, he definitely has the mix. But I do want to, again, Trillion, to jump in before you jump in. I know, like, he can also be mashed upon. I know high-level players can punish you, but, like, it still seems even effective against them. So if you have a really good poke, hints, Rake goes down 4, you could just ram in his mouth. They have to be really strong, a strong player to kind of deal with that. Against, in terms of you use Rain, you're a mid-range level player. How do you feel about Shao Kahn?
So I think Shao. I think I agree with Zoopa on this. This man is solid A, and he is a character which I guess you have to decipher him in two ways: Axe Shao and Axeless Shao. Axe Shao is probably more towards like an A type of character. Stand 2 is a still really good button, but he is best when that axe is on the ground and he is just canceling in your face and mixing the dog shit out of you. Like his pokes in the corner are really good. That overhead, even if you block it, like you have to commit and up block, and if you just does it, it's safe. Like he doesn't have anything that he's doing unsafely. He's just mixing you at will. Eventually, you're gonna guess wrong. Super oppressive character. A+ for sure. A+. And the only reason he is S is because there are better characters than him. So A+ for sure.
King Jr.
I don't know why he was ever buff. He never needed that fucking buff. Never needed that stupid axe extension buff. Never needed it. That's my hot take on that character.
King Junior, what do you think about General Shao?
I welcome the cancel buff, but I think high A tier or low A plus tier. I do when I was using Shao Kahn, I didn't like that he didn't have like the best mid game. So yeah, the mashing from my opponents was kind of annoying to deal with, especially with characters like you said have like that spamming down 4 normal like Reiko or Raiden, Rain's down 3, stuff like that. That stuff is annoying, and yeah, I think you guys pretty much said the rest of the things I would have normally said about him. He's nice. It's nice he has a cameo variety at least. He's one of the characters we've talked about so far that has like a decent cameo variety.
Yeah, again, he definitely has the mix, so I don't have an issue with him being A plus, unlike like Conan and Ermac, who have less.
See, and the thing too about Shao is what, like, I get it. Like, he don't have really like a strong mid, but he is one of the characters for real that can use the dumbest utilities in the game, like double sector missile or striker nades, to force people to hold block. So you don't need a mid. Like, if you throw down axe, call double sector, what is the opponent gonna do? His only choice is to block. Once you block, you get mixed, and now you're fucked. You just lost 40. You know what I mean? So maybe without cameo, yeah, people can just mash on you. But he is one of those characters that work with the best cameos in the game, and those force you to block.
And several. It's not just one or two. It's like several. You can play him with several different cameos to fit your play style. Like Tremor works, Lao works, Sonya works, Sector works, Striker works.
Yeah, he's got good. He's one of the guys who actually has good synergy with multiple of them. That's for sure. I think let's put him in A plus right now. I don't have a problem with that. Next is Geras. So obviously I play. I have 2 strong Geras players in my scene. Obviously, King Junior, with all due respect to his brother, is the better one because he takes the game seriously and he still plays.
Damn.
Well, I'm just keeping it real, bro.
Shit. God damn. Let him know. Fuck.
I can't keep it real. I thought this was an honest podcast.
Oh, no, you're right. Pop off. My fault.
Be honest. Yeah, be honest.
You got to be honest. Well, here's another honesty. The biggest lie sold about Geras is that, like they say, it's a one bar breaker. Whether you interpret that positively or negatively, it's beside the point. But here's what they never tell you. It's a 1 bar breaker that gives you health back. That's what's key. I don't give a damn about the breaker. So I don't know how much health, I don't, like depending on how much health, I don't know if it's arbitrary or depending on the combo. That's what's good about the breaker. Don't let anybody fool you about the breaker itself. That's not the point. Can you imagine if you did a combo breaker and you got life back? That would be crazy, right? But he can sometimes get it multiple times around. So that's what makes the character strong. Obviously, he has the mix. He has an overhead. He has a command throw, and he has a low, right? And his low you can make plus with Motaro, which is his best cameo by far. And also he has which not too many Gears players are using to its fullest extent, aside from maybe King Junior, is the clone setups, which are very, very strong, essentially unblockable. You can't, it's so hard to block. It's crazy. To me, I think he is A plus tier. Zoopa, what do you think?
I would agree. I'd put him in A plus. He's not good enough to be S, but I'd put him in A plus, maybe A. I think if this tier list was on hardest characters in this game to play, I honestly think Geras is one of the hardest characters to play. People think it's brain dead because it's just run away in the mix, but the resource management it takes to play that character at a high level, and then he does have some bad matchups. Like any character that can zone him out beats the dog shit out of him. Geras works best when he's going against characters like we just talked about, like Shao, that has to chase. You have to come to me, so you have to deal with the mix of, oh, you're walking at me, maybe I'm gonna sweep, maybe I'm gonna do overhead, then teleport Motaro full screen. Because Geras doesn't really have a good projectile. He's like similar to like a scorpion, where he's just gonna walk back and then do stuff. You know what I mean? But 1 bar breaker's good. He has great combo damage, and then when he does get going, if your character doesn't have a good armor move, you have to just hold a lot of that mix. He's a great character. He's fun to watch. One of my favorite characters to watch, but incredibly hard to play. I'd put him, solid A plus.
Trillion, how about you? Maybe there's a character you have to chase.
Yeah,
how do you
for
feel?
as Rain, I'm gonna be real. This is not a fun matchup to play, but I think I agree with Zooper. A plus, one of the characters where, in terms of execution and being good with the character, it's probably a harder character to play. Just backing up and mixing with the sweep, mixing with the overhead, it probably is annoying to go against. But this character is one of the characters I've only seen the best of the best play. So not an easy character to play. One bar breaker is just what a fucking move to have, to just break one bar and get health back. Like it's fantastic, but not good enough to be S tier. But some good runaway, but like Zuba said, has some bad matchups like Omni. None of his stuff works. Like Snap doesn't work. Any of the projectiles don't work. The runaway doesn't work. So he does have some bad matchups, but overall, like in terms of looking at all the characters, he is probably A plus for sure.
King Junior, you're the expert. Where would you place Gears? Is A plus fair, or are we upplaying?
So I'm gonna just say that nobody's got the Garrus sand clone setups like I do, and my Garrus and the sand clone with Garrus gives you back shots for days whenever we play. I'm just to comment on your little diss from a little bit ago. But yeah, in all seriousness though, I have him outside of top 10, like low A plus tier. Like he loses to Cyrax, Ermac, Scorpion, Melina, Reiko, maybe. That might be even. Maybe I gotta play it more, but yeah, I feel like he has too many bad matchups to be top 10 pretty much. But depending on how this list plays out, I would say he's gonna end up being low A plus tier. But yeah, he's like number 12 in my tier list because I personally order my tier list and stuff like that. And yeah, I think he's an A plus tier character. Maybe I'll spend a little bit more time like going into some specifics people don't talk about. Like the reverse time is kind of, I don't exactly know how it's mechanically coded or whatever, but the damage you recover varies on like when and how soon you break your combo. Like for example, if you take like a solid chunky damage from Havoc's armored move after triggering like a few hits on it, you take like a flat, I think 22% or something. If I manage to reverse time quick enough, I can get that health back, and it's pretty easy because it's just one solid chunky damage that if I find an opening fast enough, I can get that health back. But then there's some characters where their combos, like Cyrax, for example, where reverse time isn't going to reach. It's like a blue bubble that he summons around himself, and if it doesn't reach, it'll whiff. His animation will play out, and you'll full combo punish him. So it's not like super brain dead in all cases. There are some combos you just can't reverse time, whether it won't activate or it'll just get stuffed. You won't get your health back when it gets stuffed, and you might get comboed twice for trying to if you use it wrong. So it takes a lot of matchup knowledge and trial and error. So and he also has like a negative reaching down one, really bad armor on grounded opponents, but pretty good against aerial opponents since it launches on aerial opponents. And he also doesn't have like the best frames on his buttons. Like a lot of his things are negative or have gaps somewhere. Like his forward 1-2 string is really exploitable.
His down one is terrible.
Yeah, this shit's like a vacuum. It doesn't extend; it retracts, if anything.
Yeah, that's like for the MK11 down one, spam punishment. But no, I agree with you. He's got terrible armor. Well, again, like you said, aside from like if something happens to be airborne, and obviously his down one is notoriously short range.
And he doesn't really have any disjoints either. Outside of his sweep, down 4, and snap, he doesn't really have any disjoints, so he's kind of committing to anything he does in footsies a lot of the time. So like contesting with like a Homelander forward 4 or a Rain back 3 or a Ermac back 2 is super fucking annoying sometimes. But that's my spiel on Garrus, and I don't mean to take up the spotlight for too much longer. I just do it because he's my main.
No, yeah, you should, because again, you have used this character. I think everybody acknowledges, whether you like fighting him, fighting against Gears, we all agree that the character requires a lot of skill. So So I'm gonna I'm gonna move Ermac down to A tier. Obviously, I'm gonna put Gears in A plus. So
No, I think you can leave Ermac an A plus for now. Just move Gears up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leave Ermac there for now.
But before we go to the next character, I do just want to like validate what Brito said about his 1-bar breaker. Like it does sound good on paper, and when it is good, it is really good. But there are some matchups where like you have to know what combos can be broken out of. There like this character is like matchup knowledge heavy. So like Rain, for example, his 1-4-2 in the air, Garrus can't break that. Like it isn't like a timing thing. Like legitimately just can't do it. There's some aerial combos he can. So I'm sure with a lot of characters with that 1-bar breaker, like the Garrus players themselves have to know what matchup works, what matchup doesn't. So that was a great point. I didn't even think about it.
all right, let's move on to a very from a very exciting character to a very boring one in my opinion. We have Ghostface, who's just strictly Vortex, high, low, obviously command throw. That's all he does. I was looking at the knives, like the knife dots from the other stance, the trailer. I was like, oh my god, is this going to be a zoning character? And then, when I found out what he was like, I was so disappointed. Like he's another one. I don't like fighting him because it's boring. All you do is it's a guess. I don't know. I think he's probably A plus, but I'll just give it away.
He's
Zupa,
just, in my opinion, he's just the worst Cyrax.
Yeah, agree.
That's pretty much like all I can boil him down to is just the worst Cyrax. He uses more meter than she does, but they both have the same win condition. Her Vortex is better just because she can make it to where you can't break. He can't. He has to constantly spend meter. She doesn't.
Correct. Yeah.
They both have a command grab, except his is actually like an actual command grab input. Hers is just one button. Like genuinely speaking, he is just a worse Cyrax. But that doesn't mean that he's not good. Because anybody that loses to Cyrax probably also might lose to Ghostface or struggles with Ghostface. Because Ghostface command grab is good. He has great damage. His Vortex is annoying. Unlike Cyrax, if you drop Cyrax Vortex, you get punished. If you drop Vortex with Ghostface, you just get hit. Then you have to hold mix. But otherwise, you once you're in your new stance, you pretty much can't be comboed. You get that one free hit and then you reset. You're negative, but at least you're not getting comboed. Like a Cyrax, if you fuck up a bomb setup, you're getting hit for whatever your character's max damage is. You don't have to worry about that with Ghostface. I genuinely don't know. Some people say Ghostface loses to Lao, loses to Sector, but playing Sector against Ghostface, it doesn't feel like it's winning. It feels like a 5-5. Same with like a lot of other characters. I think I put him in A plus. That's just me personally. A plus or maybe even A.
Okay.
I think he's A. He's A, and it is because he is like a worse version of Cyrax, and I think his matchup chart speaks for it too. Like I said in the beginning, Runaway is super strong in this game. He is one of many characters that struggle with Runaway characters, but he somewhat has like an answer to it, I guess, from the Ghostface players that's on the TLR. I think they have some of the best Ghostface players. If you use a Striker cameo, apparently like that helps in a sense. So like his losing matchups, if you play Striker against like Homelander, against like Striker, like apparently it's supposed to make the matchup better. But for overall, the character is essentially chasing everybody. And then even when he swaps to like a killer stance, if you hit him out of the killer stance and he's on his way back, he gets now mixed coming out of the stance. So sometimes it can be a little tricky. This character though, like when he's moving and he's steamrolling, good luck. But overall, he is a worse Cyrax. But I think he might be A.
Okay. King Jr., what do you think about Ghostface? Where would you place him?
I do think his neutral is better than Cyrax's though.
Yes. What is that?
I agree with that though. Yeah.
Yeah. He has that one normal. I think it's better than anything Cyrax has. What is it?
It's just his buttons are just better than Cyrax. Cyrax has pretty bad buttons.
Yeah. King Jr., what do you think? Is Ghostface A plus or A?
He's just a dude with a knife, so he's probably like A tier. No, I'm just kidding. I will say his footsies are better than Cyrax's, and like he kind of is like a poor man's Cyrax in some ways. Like he does have an untechable command grab, which Cyrax can't say the same thing. But when he goes into assassin stance or enforcer stance, whatever the purple one's called, he doesn't have a command throw anymore. So you're forced to use your high throw, which is techable if you want to do like your launching throw combos, which I think his launching throw combos require like a striker cameo, scorpion cameo, or a Movado cameo. I don't know if he can do a throw combo with a Tremor or not. But yeah, I would say I would put him in probably high A tier with Conan.
Okay, so let's put Ghostface in A tier for right now. And then moving on, we have Havoc. Havoc is one of the characters that I use. I think Havoc is S tier. Um, I like Havoc because he has one of the best projectiles in the game. It's a little bit slow to start up, but the recovery essentially is of a low poke. Obviously, best armor in the game. Um, Good pressure with 1-1, 1-1-2, forward one. The forward one string as well. Um, has exceptional synergy with Striker. Does a ton of damage. The only thing I can say is I underestimate certain matchups. So I feel like if you fight another like strong footies character, like so a character who's really strong in neutral, and when projectile that doesn't necessarily always work, I will mention like Rain, even Kitana. Um, I think it gets a little bit rough, but yeah, I think Havoc is pretty much S tier, and is not as difficult to play as some of the other characters that we have mentioned. So that kind of helps as well in a tournament setting. Zoopa, what do you think?
I would also agree. I put him in S. I can only think of maybe 2 rough matchups he has. Otherwise, he pretty much does well into pretty much most characters. He either 5/5s where he beats them. He has 2 armor moves, which he just is stupid. I don't know why he has 2 armor moves. One that has like 4 or 5 hits of armor and hits like a truck. The other one's low. He has a free low launcher. Like when he got buffed back in the day, they buffed him to the moon. He's been nerfed.
Yeah, he was like
to where now he's not ridiculous,
yeah.
but he's still like ridiculous. So he's easily S.
Trillion, I'm curious what you have to say. Like,
Agree. I think the Rain matchup specifically was a 5/5, but I don't think it's like favored in anybody's favor. I just think it's straight up 5/5. But I think Havoc is an S tier character. Like I said, release was probably definitively the worst character in the game. Got buffed from the worst to the best and got nerfed, and somehow it's still
good.
It's still good. Like this character is so good. Like his mid can be glitched, so he jumps further in the animation. It's also airborne, so if you poke it crushes pokes. This character is easily one of the best characters in the game, and honestly I don't know if he struggles against anybody. Like I've never seen
I think he struggles against like Sindel.
yeah,
Sindel does well.
Havoc?
Yes.
Any character, like trust me, any character who has really strong footsies, like kind of like it's difficult for him to zone people out. I think Havoc's best matchup when you have to come to him, because now you have to deal with projectile, you have to deal with armor, you have to deal with back two, you have to deal with like plus strings. Those are his best matchups. But when he has to like overcommit, not saying he even loses, but like Rain, Kitana, Sindel, Geras, like when he has to chase, because against Geras, if you projectile, Franco will reflect free hourglass summon, right? So he can't do that. He runs away, right? Good walk speed. Back two can whiff, then he's gonna whiff punish, right? That's what I'm talking about. But like if you fight, I don't know, like T1000, well, he has to come to you. He has to deal with armor. He has to deal with projectile. He has to deal with your footies. You have to deal with your. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a huge difference. But King Jr., what do you think? Havoc, S tier or not?
I'd say I've always had a controversial take on Havoc, even before like the final patch took place and all that stuff. But I always thought he was like, of all the S tiers, he was like on the lower end. But maybe I'm a little biased because I use Geras, and Geras doesn't do too bad against him. I don't know if he loses to anybody, but yeah, like you said, there are some matchups where if Havoc has to approach, it's like annoying. Maybe not like disadvantageous entirely, but it is a pretty big deal if you have to make Havoc come to you, because he can't just build meter with his blood balls and also just spam armor as much as he normally would like to. So but that roll into striker shots is diabolical if you land it. That's pretty much always going to force your opponent to spend a breaker, and if they don't have breaker, then I pray that you somehow can come back from a roll into striker shots. That shit's sneaky sometimes, you know. But I'm Garrus. I can one
Well,
bar breaker that, so it's kind of
well,
cool.
characters can like Kung Lao can just up kick, EX up kick, and you can do an aerial combo. It will whiff. Melina can always bull roll. That's another thing. Characters who can punish that, like, and they don't have to just block the gunshots. I think that's another like huge factor that people are not labbing. So I encourage you, see what your character can do, because against Gears again, you can just freeze me and then I just wasted like resources. So that's another issue. I'm not downplaying. I think again Havoc is S tier. I think a lot of those nerfs matter, but the thing is they buff Striker and now they don't matter anymore. So let's not forget about that, right? Like even though he got nerfed, again he's got excellent synergy, exceptional
Yeah.
synergy. With
Actually, I would say, yeah, maybe I actually agree with that. Like, I think his best cameo now is Striker, and I think since Striker has been buffed, the nerfs don't matter to Havoc per se. So a Striker nerf would be considered a Havoc nerf at this point. So that's his offense. Like back two into Striker nades, or back two into like the whole command grab into the gunshot, roll into the gunshot, or dive kick into nades, or low into nades. Just something to keep yourself safe. Like that's his
Exactly.
offense.
Yeah, yeah. He's one of the best characters, like stealing turns, right? Because you never know, you don't know when to attack. 'Cause you don't know
Yeah.
when the low up is coming, a grenade's coming, is armor coming. So that's what keeps him strong. Even though like in the neutral, he doesn't necessarily have the best mix-ups, but when you consider like the whole tools, then I think there's no question that he's one of the better characters in the game. But actually, I would probably put him more towards the end of the S, because I do believe, for example, the next character I believe is better
The
than
next two.
Havoc. The next two.
The
Yeah.
next fucking two. Yeah.
So let's so I think Homelander he's essentially, if you guys are watching this and you play other games, he's essentially kind of become the Dragonov of this game, like, or the, I don't know, the Mai, of this game. Like, I think Homelander is kind of like the go-to top tier characters for, people who just kind of want to win. I
Yeah.
think he's the best character in the game.
I
He
agree.
completely destroys, like, for the way I like to play with most, you just can't zone this character. Like, he just dashes through everything. And and then command throws you. It has a command throw. The only weakness that he has is kind of like Gears like his down one is not the best, and his armor also is kind of fairly stationary. So, but everything else like projectiles, pressure, instant overheads, like he pretty much footsies, backwalk speed, mobility in general, you know, fast mid, up close. He just does everything. I think he's the best character in the game, in my humble opinion. Zoopa, what do
I
you
would
think?
agree. He's one of the best. Don't know if I say he's the best, but he's one of the best. Doesn't lose anywhere on the screen. Some characters that you'll see have like a bad spot. They'll struggle at certain point. Like we talked about it. Like Cyrax struggles a little bit if she has to approach. Like super hard runaway characters. Like I think Melina plays good into her. Like T1, not T1, but like characters like that where they have some sort of projectile. With Homelander, I think Homelander genuinely doesn't. Like he you try to zone him, he can sprint at you from full screen. You don't want to box with him because he can command grab you. And even though he's been nerfed, because I don't know if you remember this drill, when they first nerfed forward 4, and they had the nerve to say they killed Homelander. They were out there genuinely talking about Homelander's dead now. Forward 4 is not a low. This character used to have a low, an instant air overhead, and a command grab mix. Like absolutely mind-boggling that this character made it with and his best cameo was pre-nerfed Farah. And even it's still the same team. The character's good. Really, honestly, you could make the argument he doesn't lose to anybody. Like top players will say that he loses to like Johnny. There's even a debate right now if he loses to Melina or not. But even though I think for the most part, most of his matchups are 5-5 or he just wins. Because like I said, you can't zone him. It's hard to zone him because he can just fly and he can punish you for it. He does decent damage in the corner. He has some of the best neutral tools in the game. Back 1 is a great button. Forward 4 is obviously a good button. Instant air float is good. And like he doesn't have like insane mix, but it's just his pressure and space control and his zoning also. He can also just zone you. If you're a character like Baraka or a character like Reiko, he can just zone you. He doesn't have to fight you straight up if he doesn't want to. The character's great. Easy S tier.
Yeah, I'm gonna pivot off that. I think best character in the game. I think, and maybe this is a hot take that's probably gonna ruffle some feathers, but fuck it. this is an honest podcast, right?
Oh yeah, be honest.
All right, bet. I think there are two types of Homelander players. You are really good and you have bad takes, or you fucking suck. Those are the Homelander players that consist of playing this character and playing this game every day, this character is no question the best character in the game. Zoopa hit it right on the money. Nowhere on the screen does this character lose. Try to zone him, that don't work. Try to outspace him, out-neutral him, shit, I got fucking 4-4. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the best mids in the game. And then if you block 4-4, guess what? Block it again, because I'm just gonna fucking do it again if I miss. You know what I mean? It's this character, and then too, I'm about to diss. We got characters with like players like fucking Sek Bohannon fucking running away with Homelander Striker, bro. Like a player like that to be able to beat anybody on this character is in fucking insane. This is the best character in the fucking game by far. Full screen command grab. The Homelander players try to downplay it and say, "Oh, if you get hit with the full screen command grab, you deserved it." Bro, it's not the fact that I got hit. It's the fact that he has it. You know what I'm saying?
It's the fact that you can just do that.
You can do it. Like you have everything. The pressure in the corner, like I said, yeah, Zoopa said that he don't have remix, which is true. Like the mix ain't like super crazy, but the pressure is insane. Like the float pressure, down four, and command grab, and now you just I got command grab for fucking 20, and I got to hold whatever mix coming next, and it's just the best character in the game. No real weakness.
I don't know if people downplay.
No, they downplay the hell out of this character.
I still know why we downplay. All right, I'm gonna just dash at you and grab you from full fucking screen for 20%.
Full screen. I'm saying all the Homelander players, like, they either are really good so they have bad takes, or they fucking suck so they have bad takes. And I think this is one of the characters. That's why there's a debate of why Homelander loses to Johnny, or maybe lose to Raiden, or maybe lose to Melina. It's because they fucking blow. They suck. This character don't lose. This if you want to win, pick Homelander. Why do you think we always see Homelander in bracket? If the character lost to so many characters, we wouldn't see this character. So it don't make a lot of sense to be like, oh, my character, he's not that good. He loses to all these people, so I'm just gonna play him in bracket anyways. You know what I mean? Like that's not how it works.
Hey,
definitely like when I
me and Burrito do that to ourselves.
Yeah, I watched the Brave Coaches, the Demon Lobbies, the Rips Arenas, and anything that I have.
Homelander's there. Homelander's there, bro.
He's always almost there. And one thing that you guys have met is like his fucking wall carry is like Tekken 8, like dude.
Yes, fucking ridiculous.
So even though that command grab it does like slightly more than 20%, what they don't tell you is, well, guess what? You're in the corner and now. You can't move, and now you have to guess.
Yeah, that's like everybody's. Oh, he doesn't do that much damage, but like I said, he hits me once, and now I'm in the corner. Now he does have damage.
And then what they also don't tell you is 4-4 into Diabolical Dash at certain distances jail. So it's like a legit guess. It's a legit guess if he gonna command grab you or hit you with a fucking button. If he does 4-4 in Diabolical Dash 1 and I read command grab, I'm getting hit. You know what I mean? So this character's dumb. This character's dumb. Top one, no question. Top one.
King Jr., is Homeland the best character in the game? Is he S tier in your humble opinion?
Yeah, I think this character carries people and is for babies. Honestly, it's like I think he's honestly unhealthy for the game because of how easy his game plan is to enforce. Like you have pretty much like a 95% reaching full like command grab that launches with Pharah. Sure, the down one and the armored move aren't good, but everything else he can do pretty much everything. His forward 4 is disjointed with little recovery frames on whiff. If it whiffs, your flight cancel's not going to come out, so it's essentially like a MKX A-list whiff cancel. And if it hits, you can just confirm into Diabolical Dash and combo. His flight pressure is obviously really good, especially in the corner. He can take throw off of anything that you block versus him because his command grab isn't a traditional command grab, it's a stance command grab. So characters like Ghostface and T1000 can do a special move that has a command grab. So anything you block can just be a tick throw, and it's just hard to read it or even like I feel like you can't react to it. Like especially up close or in a block string, there's no reacting to it. In neutral, if he's pretty far away, maybe you can like see the dash, but you still have to guess if he's going to do the uppercut or not. And if he does the uppercut and you block it, he could still ambush Pharah and potentially hit you out of that, or you have to commit to up block. I'm not sure if you can make that a true block string to where you can't up block it, but if you can,
if you up block it, I just grab you, I throw Pharah at you.
So one thing though about the Diabolical Dash is that all of his options though, except the knee, are high. So if he's full screen at you and he uppercuts, like you can duck the command grab. But the knee is, and they always try to downplay that. Oh, no Homelander uses the knee. Well, that's like not our problem, dude. Like you have a mid, like use it.
Well,
you know
like,
what I mean?
here's the thing: is like people don't really like. I don't know if you guys know the player Akio. Akio played Homelander Janet, and while Homelander Janet doesn't get like forward 4 mix, all other stuff, he still gets all the mix from Diabolical Dash, but he can combo off the knee. So Diabolical Dash became 10 times worse because now the knee is actually a legit threat because I get hit for 30 if I try to neutral duck. And then with Janet, he gets jailing, like literally, if he hits you in the corner and gets Janet out, it is quite literally shake my hand because everything is jailing. Everything jails. You're getting hit for like 35% chip, and if you get hit, you just die. Like no one labbed that team like he did. Like I wish Akio would have played that team more because it was stupid how good Homelander Janet was. Homelander Janet, it activated.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
that's what I mean, Zoopa. Is like there's 2 types of Homelanders, bro. It's like they're really like you are really good, and like the way you see the game is different from everybody else, or you're really fucking fundamentally terrible, and you just you just get carried, and you think that any matchup you have to use your brain in the slightest, it's a bad matchup for Homelander.
I'm not gonna lie, because like there's a lot of players that we would not know the name of or even know they existed if this character wasn't what he was.
Man, I mean,
you can say whatever you want. We can talk about how broken Prime Peacemaker was. We can talk about how broke Prime T1 was. Nobody made more bums look like world beaters than fucking Homelander, and I hate to say it, he's still doing it today. You're not seeing people get carried by Peacemaker or T1 today like you are Homelander. Homelander's still making bums look good.
Well, I quit a couple of characters. One of them, which I'm still passionate about, I'll touch upon that character when we get to her. But trust me, you don't have to tell me.
Oh yeah, and Homelander's walk speed is ridiculous too. That back walk and forward walk, the initial startup of it is just
fucking
so
ridiculous.
Fast. It's so
There's
fast.
no reason for a character to have this move. There's no reason to dash on him. Just walk.
Yeah, he's definitely going to S tier, and I do think he's kind of annoyingly unhealthy for the game in some ways. But yeah, we'll carry on to Johnny because I'm getting like pretty angry looking at Homelander and talking about him.
The beat shaking.
Passionate opinions. Johnny Cage. So I think I have a couple of hot takes. Well, not necessarily hot takes. I think some stuff that's kind of like that people are not talking about enough. Which I feel like is his movement. So I was watching
the best movement in the game.
Yeah. So one thing that is very difficult to, like, speaking of Homelander, right? If he does his forward 4 nonsense and he whiffs, it's very difficult for certain characters to even like check him at anything. I've seen Cage players like almost be like a mid-screen, dash in and do forward 3 and then whiff punishes. That is just insane, right? Like that's just crazy. So I feel like that character at the highest level is kind of defined by his movement and how difficult it is to like just know where he's gonna be. It kind of almost feels like like almost like you're playing like a Korean who's Korean backdash. You're like just moving at you, right? It's difficult to like keep him in check. That alone, like, just you would think put him in S tier. Like if you combine him with a 9 frame mid. So, like to me, S tier character, movement, fastest mid in the game that actually leads to stuff. It's also like super hard to like as they say like like micro duck or whatever because throw comes at 10, the other mid comes at 9, so good luck like trying to deal with that. If he had like one weakness and one weakness only, I would say like obviously he doesn't have a projectile, so he can't really build meter from afar like other characters can, and he still kind of has to throw with most like in most matchups. But this pressure I feel like is so good that again if you just happen to duck and you want a micro duck, then forward 3 is going to come. You're going to eat a huge combo into a reset. They're going to safe jump you. So pretty much has everything. Aside from a projectile, and maybe he has to throw a little bit more than other characters. But I will put him in S tier. Zoopa, what do you think about?
S tier, easy S tier. Another character on this list that does not lose to anybody, does not have a bad matchup. On paper, you would think, oh, Johnny Cage has no full screen presence. You can just zone him. No, you cannot. You cannot zone Johnny because he has the best movement in the game. We just talked about Homelander's walk speed. Johnny's dash speed is ridiculous. Johnny closes the distance instantly. His forward three is one of the best punts in the game. And in fun fact for people who don't know, Johnny has been nerfed more than any other character in this game's history, and he's still, in my opinion, top 2, top 3 at bare minimum. The character's really good. Johnny Trimmer has some of the best pressure in the game. Like I said, I can't tell you, he doesn't lose to anybody. He's just a character that's solid. It's just the reason why you don't see Johnny as much as you see characters like Homelander is because Johnny at least takes a little bit of neutral. If you're bad against zoning, then yeah, you will think Johnny isn't that good. But if you're a player with some fundamentals and know how to deal with zoning and knowing like what you can punish with shadow kick, what you can't punish, and knowing how to apply mind games with strike throw, then you'll see why this character's on all pros lists, why this character's in the top 5.
Trillion, what do you think? Can you maybe with Rain keep him out? Like how do you see
With the Rain, I honestly think Rain loses that matchup because me personally, as a Rain player, I can't do any projectiles. Whirlpool is too slow. If he ducks back forward 1, he can punish with shadow kick. Rain God is too slow. Down back 3 is punishable on block. So I'm not keeping him out at all. But in my opinion, yeah, no character in this game can keep him out. I think, in my opinion, third best character in the game. And I think he is one of the characters, like Zoopa said, like, take some sort of neutral, some sort of skill. Like, he ain't like Homelander where if you suck at the game, you're going to get carried by Johnny. Nah. You actually have to be good with Johnny to be a good Johnny. But he has all the tools in the world. And even with all the nerfs, like, this character still has everything. You know what I mean? Like, you don't lose to anybody. Like, one of the characters that actually does not have a bad matchup. Probably the third best character in the game, easily.
King Jr.?
I think he's like at the top of A+. I don't think he has any losing matchups like at the highest level, but at the same time, I do feel like a strong, like, defensive, composed player on defense might give Johnny some problems on getting like an opening or a comeback. And he also does have like slight cameo syndrome. I feel like a lot of his best cameos lower his health, like Goro. Movado, I think, is a really good cameo, but 900 health is not the move. I know a lot of people are using Tremor with him these days, and Poke Special is really strong into Up Punch or whatever. I would say high A+ tier, and yeah, that dash movement, best in the game, one of the best jump kicks, and I think star power still is like underused quite a bit, like, but those combos are like very difficult and require like lots of labbing and execution and stuff. And the anti-throw tech is really cool. You don't see it too often, but if you have a Johnny Cage player that knows how to use it and can like get it in a real match, it could be pretty helpful. So yeah, I would say high A+ tier. I don't know if he really beats anybody a lot either, but yeah, I don't really think
he does.
Yeah, I mean, Quan Chi definitely. But beating Quan Chi isn't as significant as maybe beating, like, I don't know, Garrus or Matt. You know, like beating a B+ character isn't too significant. But we'll get to that later. It's going to be. I'll get the sad violin ready for later when Quan Chi comes up. If we're all ready for Kenshi.
Yeah. Well, let's put him in the S tier. I think that's what everybody agrees on. So let's put Johnny Cage in S tier. But yeah, I'll move on to Kenshi. So Zoopa kind of opened my eyes. I didn't want to believe it, but I think Kenshi is low tier, and only for this reason. So I was playing ranked. I'm like very close to Elder God, and I was fighting a Kenshi player. I'm like, let me just pick Jax, just to see what this does. And I was really laughing my ass off. Like, the matchup became like 10 times easier. So Kung Lao already has decent synergy with Jax, but now I just couldn't believe. All I do is hold block. I see Sento, I call the gotcha grab, and then I put Sento cooldown. That's it. Like, and then when he's far away, I can just call Jax, full screen ground pound, do my instant aerial hat toss, and he has to come to me. I'm like, is this it? Like, did I solve the the anti-life equation?
Yeah, see, that's all you need. He's one of the
like,
only characters on the game that just loses to cameo choices.
Yeah, so I would say that for sure that gives him massive like matchup disadvantage. So he's got to lose to like Peacemaker, Takeda,
Yes,
Kitana, like anybody who is like like accept, not even accept, like decent synergy with Jax. Like I don't see how you fight those matchups. Can you imagine like fighting Noir's Peacemaker Jax, with Kenshi? I don't see how you win that matchup. Maybe you can go Kenshi Sub Zero, but then again you lose that all important Sento activation that you would get with like Striker, or maybe like Mavado or whatever. But yeah, I think he's got to be like in the lower ranks. I would put him like B tier just because of that massive weakness. Zoopa, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. So Kenshi was my first main in this game. He's always been a character that's like, if you play, like, he just loses super hard to cameos. Like he was never like when the Chameleon first came out, when Chameleon could pull you out of hit if you armored with Blue Chameleon, he got killed. Like he's always been a character where like the scrubbier people will think that he's a lot better than what he is because his one hit and he wins the game. But you know who else does that? Ghostface. You know who else does that? Cyrax. So if you're gonna play a character that's like a one-touch vortex pressure kill you character, why play Kenshi, who loses to like Jax cameo or Striker cameo or any cameo that lets you play like ass, and not just play like one of the top tiers that do the same thing? There's virtually no reason to really play Kenshi. He doesn't have a real way of opening you up until he gets Sento out, and he has to use cameo to get Sento out. And then if you have a way of dealing with it, the character becomes like garbage. Now, I would also agree of putting him in B.
Trillion, do you have a different opinion?
Slightly, I wouldn't put him B, maybe B plus, because all the weaknesses you guys hit, they are like pretty valid. But I do think that one hit kind of does matter. He is one of the characters with like some of the best win condition in the game. It ain't like a Cyrax level, especially not now with the Sento timing nerf, because he was mixing motherfuckers for like a million seconds at one point, but now he ain't doing it for so long. No, fuck no.
As he fucking should.
If you do get hit by this character for some way, some reason, you might have a tough time. And I don't think he is one of the worst characters in the game. B plus, because he struggles a lot now though, but not
Trillion, I wouldn't put him in like B if it were not for the Jax cameo. Because the gotcha grab, again, there's no risk. It's like having an armor move that's safe, that does everything for you. Like, I couldn't believe it. So, all you have to do is hold block, just buffer the gotcha grab, and there you go. Like, I don't think there's any counterplay to that with Sento. Like, you just have to take it, right? And then can you imagine, like, already have string armor, like Kung Lao, like Sector does? Like, I would 100% pick Jax against Kenshi any day of the week. And obviously, the better synergy you have with Jax, who's already, like, a high-tier cameo. I think that puts him in the low tier just because he's so hard to counterpick. Now, if that did not exist, I would put him higher. That's kind of my case at least. Do you have anything else to add about Trillion?
Sort of. Like I get what you said about the Jax, but like I think like the common characters you'll see in bracket, like they don't have like the best synergy with Jax. So if you choose Jax to solely counterpick Sento, I'm assuming you're going to lose something else. Like, for example, I play Rain. I wouldn't play Rain Jax against the Kenshi because I lose a lot of my utility. Like my throw combos will probably not be as good or anything like that. Like me being able to combo my projectile with Janet, that probably won't happen with Jax anymore. So I lose a lot of my game plan to stop Sento, and then we just essentially playing neutral, which I think Kenshi has some decent neutral buttons and his backdash speed. Let's not downplay how fast he is walking backwards. This motherfucking character is like zooming going
I'll
backwards.
give you that. He does have great
going
movement.
backwards.
Does have great movement.
I think though, if you use Jax to solely try to counterpick that, or solely try to counterpick Sento in some sort of way, usually you lose something in your own synergy to stop his. So I think though he does struggle in a lot of matchups, but I don't know about B. B plus is probably where I put him.
King Julia, what would you put Kenshi?
I agree. Like I'd probably say high B tier. Pre gotcha grab existence, I think he would be like a lot higher in my eyes, and even then, some people would say I'm upplaying even before gotcha grab was introduced. But if you're getting countered by a cameo, and not even like a primary character, I think that's a really big weakness to have. Like Garrus Jax isn't meta by any means, but like if I can have an easier time versus Kenshi just for having gotcha grab, And I've had Gotcha Grab used on me before too, and I'm using Motaro. I don't have like a Sento like game plan. That shit sucks when you're like my low string with Garrus becomes punishable because of Gotcha Grab. So but my Gotcha Grab or my Ford 4/4 becoming unsafe isn't like the biggest deal like it is with Kenshi losing Sento from Gotcha Grab. That's like his whole game plan. At least I still have like reverse time and my other tools, but yeah, I think he's high B tier, maybe like after Baraka, with how we have our list currently. And his dash movement is one of the best in the game too. I think that's something that slipped
I
by
will give him
until
that.
Trillion said
Mhm.
that. And
the
balance
thing is
stance, like before Sento comes out, his balance stance isn't really doing too much either, unfortunately. So he pretty much
the thing
has to
with
go
the
in Sento stance.
But the thing with the backdash movement, like who is he backdashing against? Like most characters will be just running away from him anyway, right? Like the characters.
It's
Well,
for
like, it's like if
it's
I'm
a good
doing
whip punish tool.
Yeah, it's a good whiff punisher, and
I
like
understand that, but
if I'm
most
doing
people-
like block pressure with low shot, like if I do forward 4/4 low shot, there's enough pushback to where he can disrespect with backdash buttons, and my follow up loses. So I have to.
No, I completely understand, but like if you look at some characters like like Backdoor, like Havoc, Kung Lao, Melina, Liu Kang, Peacemaker, like none of them are ever going to be anywhere near his face. It's just going to be running away, shooting shooting fireballs, jumping back, calling cameos. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter, but like it's not like it's very, very different from like a Homelander who has other tools that complement his movement. I feel like Kenshi doesn't really have that because most characters are just going to be running away from him all day anyway. So, but again, I would put him in.
Yeah,
B
it's just
tier,
like an
mostly-
honorable mention. Like
Yeah,
that's
well,
all it is.
I don't know. I might have to stand on my disagreements here because I feel like there might be a slight downplay of how Kenshi ain't. Don't get me wrong. He's not terrorizing nobody nowadays, but because he has what's the one move that if you try to zone him out that he can just sprint at you.
Oh,
His
the
run?
running.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah,
run
the
is
spirit
okay,
run.
but you can counter the run by just punching him in the face.
I mean, you can't do that if you throw a projectile out. Like if you already mid animation, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, but you
Like, if
can
you-
bait it out. You know what I mean? Like it's a good, but it's not great because once again, like once Kenshi gets in, what can he do if he doesn't have cameo?
See, you can say that about a lot of characters though if they don't have cameo. Like what can they do?
Not
Trillion,
true.
Trillion,
Some characters
thing
still
is
have
I like-
mix. He has no inherent mix unless he gets Sento out. And even if he does get Sento out, getting Sento out without sandwich isn't that good.
Trillion, hold on a thing. The thing is that even if he hits that, unless he has Mavado, like or maybe I guess maybe Striker, like to call.
That is
Sento,
true.
like,
Even if you do get hit by that, it's
like,
no.
who cares? Like I zone him all the time. I get hit. Who cares?
Mhm.
Like sometimes also, by the way, when they do it predictably, I'll EX dive kick and I'll punish him, or I'll just block, and get my turn back. I think it is effective and it can be. Again, 100%. I'm using Kung Lao Jax if I ever fight this character. Like, there's no reason not to pick Jax. I understand obviously different characters have different synergies, but like, I still keep my decent zoning, and I don't have to worry about Sento, which is how he wants to play. Uh, for that, if it were not for Jax, I wouldn't even mind putting him in A tier. But I feel like getting this hard. Can you guys imagine having an option against Cyrax? You do, for example, Darius spin kicks. Now it's safe, covers everything, and you don't have to worry about the vortex. Like that would ruin Cyrax. It would literally put her like whatever, like low, right? But that's what I feel like Jax does to Kenshi. I feel like it's that I couldn't even believe. I was like, "Is this serious? Like, what the fuck is going
Wait,
on?"
have you guys fought like a Kenshi striker and if he does like the 1-4-2 string into
Yeah,
gunshot?
I
like, can
do
you
that.
call Jax there? Like, a Jack, can you still?
Yes,
Because I know
yes.
you can't. I know you can't armor it.
Yes,
Like, there's no gap.
You can call Jax to grab him.
Oh, even in that string. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, you can call Jax from what I tested, and I haven't tested everything. You can call Jax at any time. Just hold block. It literally, like you don't have to like let go of block or anything like that. Just hold block and then just call. And you even obviously have the.
And even then, like let's say people don't talk about this. Even if he does do that, you know what you do? If you play Scorpion Camo, just pull yourself away.
That's true.
Yeah,
though.
just-
That's
yeah,
true. That's true.
Like what does he has nothing. He has no
That's
answer for that. He can't do anything.
Yeah, and there's also like other like again, it's not like in those same terms, but like keep in mind, Darius has obviously super high invincibility frames. You can use that.
I know.
Yeah,
I already
it's
know about Darius,
punishable.
baby.
Yeah, I know you guys know. But like, yeah.
I already know about my bald goat.
Yeah. So there's that. There's also like other invincibility, like Serena, right? Again, that stuff is punishable as counterplay. So that kind of adds more counterplay to his Cento, whereas before that stuff didn't exist. I think B tier, and trust me, I fucking hate this character, but like especially when he did pre-patch. But like, I feel like B tier is justified just because of the the counterplay.
He's just hard to play. There's just no real reason to play him over characters like Cyrix or Ghostface, who also just need one touch to win.
Exactly. But let's move on and talk about Kitana.
One of the most downplayed characters in the game.
Well,
Real.
well, then you're not gonna like my takes.
Downplayed
No
the
mix.
shit.
Strings with gaps. The worst projectile she's ever had in any Mortal Kombat game by far. Pretty much
Shit.
what another character has, the one that comes in after her. That's what her projectile should have been. But we'll talk about that in a moment here. No mix, no overhead, crap strings. Um, she can win. By the way, I will put her in B plus because when she does hit with Jax, she hits like a motherfucker, and also in the corner she does get legitimate mix. And there's some tech recently that I've seen for luxury. He kind of does some stuff that's also very interesting. But yeah, like based on what we have determined that offense mattered in this game, and your ability to put pressure on your opponent, she really can't do that again because she has bad strings, no pressure, no overheads. Well, she has that one overhead in the string that she got buffed on, but that does nothing. Again, I think she is B plus, and I wouldn't put her above that. Zupa.
I would agree. I'd put her around there or A. Her biggest weakness is she does struggle to open people up because she doesn't really have inherent mix, but she does have a good full screen presence. Back 2 is one of the best buttons in the game. I don't care what nobody says. Katana players act like that button isn't as good as it is. It's great. But it's also one of those things where we haven't really seen the NA scene doesn't have like the best katana. I think DJT in Europe is the best katana player. And the way like they play katana versus the people over here play him is just different. It's just night and day. And so we don't really get to see all of what this character can do. I don't think she's really like a weak character in the slightest. I think she does very solid. We talked about characters like the top tier. She does good against like Homelander. Like she's serviceable. She can keep him off for her. He can zone her for a bit. She's like I said, she's a solid character. She doesn't have anything like that's like super broke. Besides, I think Wind Bomb is stupid. But besides that, she doesn't have anything that's inherently broke.
Truly,
So
what would you? Yeah. Well, do you agree, Zuba? Do you agree with B plus?
Yeah, I say B plus is solid. Just because she doesn't have like crazy, she doesn't really have mixed like mid
Look,
screen.
man, you give her Melina's overhead, I'll put her in S tier. Like, but she.
Oh yeah, she'd be fucking ridiculous.
I know she would be.
All she needs is like a good overhead or whatever.
Yeah, if she had the MKX or whatever, I would put her like NSG. I wouldn't even argue. But like, yeah, it's really hard to break people down when they're holding down back. Truly, what you would put her higher?
Nah, I in fact would put this character higher. I wouldn't put her B plus. I think she'd be sort of like high A. This is one of the characters. Zoopa said it though about her back 2. Probably one of the best mids in the game. Wind Bomb in terms of like,
Wind Bomb
especially in the corner.
Why does it not go away on hit?
It not only does it go away, she can make it travel from any point of the screen. Like if it's mid screen, she can just make it go towards you. This character is like Rain, like in terms of like on paper, honestly, kind of the same character. And her unbreakable damage is probably some of the best I've seen in the game. If you get hit by one fan, she can throw another, and then you die. You can't break. This character is honestly really, really, really good. One of the best sweeps too. Her like back 4.
Yes, I forgot about her sweep. I forgot about her sweep.
Super fucking far.
Her sweep is fucking stupid.
It's so stupid. One of the characters too that work well with Jax. So her 4 throw damage potential is kind of out of the charts. Like she can kill you just throwing you forward. Super crazy character. I probably have her like high A, max like low A plus, but she's probably A.
See the thing.
I actually would agree. I would change my take to A. On further thought, I put her in A also.
Let me convince both of you otherwise. Back 2 is a shitty version of Havoc's back. Of back 2. Why? There's no gap, and Havoc's back 2 leads to an unfuzzyable mix-up. That's really what it is. So back 2, the katana has essentially is a crap version of Havoc's back.
That don't mean it still ain't good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that
I
does
know,
not
I
make
know,
it
but,
mean it's not good.
I'm not saying it's bad, but like that kind of puts things into perspective. That imagine if Havoc's back 2-2 at a gap, and then it just led into nothing. Like
Because
that's such-
are we downplaying how far reach? Like people talk about Rain back 3 all the time, but back 2 reaches like extremely far.
I don't know. I think
Extremely
you guys
far.
gotta stick to the. I think you guys
Ridiculously
gotta
far.
stick to the format. Like the format is for the character to be really good. I think you have to have mix in this game, and I feel like yes, she has mix, but unlike the top tiers and even some of the high tier characters, like she actually has to hit you to do stuff. Which again, obviously, at that point, no shit, right? But like not not like not having the ability to just be next to you and just take a dump on
See,
your face. Like
But
No.
she's the same as though in the corner with Wimbomb. That is mix.
no, yeah, that's what I mean. But she has to actually hit you. She can't just it's not like-
No. Actually, this is what we disagree because if like I said, I think one of her best cameos is Jax. She does the
She gets
what's it?
unblockable. Yeah.
She has unblockable pressure. Like you don't have to get hit. You are going to get hit. You know what I mean?
it does like it's not even on the same terms as
The damage isn't super high, but eventually, like you know, you don't want to get hit by him 3 times in a row because Jax is just slapping the ground and she's still doing the same pressure and it's literally unblockable. So I'm glad it doesn't do a whole bunch of damage. I hope it fucking didn't. No, this character is super good, super good. A for sure, high A. This character is insane.
I think I'd agree. I think she's dumb.
Franco, what do you think?
I think
Would you
she's.
put her in A or B.
I would say either low A
plus,
or high
yeah.
B plus. One of the things I'll throw in there, along with what you guys already said and collabed on, was her aerial square wave. It's that fucking kick that would normally be like her butt slam move or whatever. It's like an easy way out the corner. I feel like people don't mention that enough. The ground pound stuff is like pretty nice. Her armor is good for gaps, but not necessarily on defense, like off the ground because it's a high.
She does have an armored launcher too.
No, the armor is mid. It's just the range is crap.
Yeah, it's mid high, so you can easily blow it up on defense. It's really just good for like armoring gaps, but like I think I would say probably low A tier because her probably being like her best cameo probably being Jax, I would say is like pretty nice because a lot of things that would normally be safe because of cameos, like move into cameo, are now unsafe, which means more opportunity for Katana to punish you in cases where she would normally have to honestly open you up or win neutral in some way. So, and obviously the wind bomb mix is really good too. And it doesn't go away on hit for some reason to this day. I don't understand that.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Dumb.
So I would say
actually my least favorite thing.
And another thing too is she's got one of those jump ins too that auto correct on block or OS on hit. So like if she does jump 3 and inputs 4, if you block it, she just gets jump 3 and it jails into stand 4, kind of like how Rain's jump 3 jails into stand 2 on block if you block it, but then on hit it just auto corrects a jump 3-2 for a full combo. She has like a similar deal as Rain in that regard. If you know what I'm talking about, Trillion.
I know what you're talking about. I actually think she is just a female Rain in terms of how this game is played. There's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, they're both similar in the regard of being degenerate with that OS, but yeah, I would say low A tier.
Well, let me make a case though of why she should be A but not low. There's just no chance. I don't know if this is ordered just yet, but there's no chance in hell Conan and Ghostface is better than Kitana. If they're in the same tier, there's no possible way. Like she does well against a lot of the characters in the game. They don't. Like I think just by default, there's no way. Like none of those characters have wind bomb setups. None of those characters have crazy unbreakable damage. Maybe Ghostface, he has some where if you time the Scorpion cameo and he does a command grab, if you jump, you get hit by the fire. If you just stay still, you get hit by command grab. Yeah, you have the armor. You got armor. That's the only way to get out. Is the armor. But Kitana is by far better than both of those characters. So I don't see low A. I see high A.
We don't have anything, at least for right now, listed in order. So
Okay.
But so we can move her if you guys prefer. But let me make my case as to why this character is still massively overrated by talking about the character that I actually use right now. So it's probably by accident. I'm gonna go on my knees. Thank you, Lord Paulo, Lord Stephanie, for actually giving a character a legitimate projectile in this game, which is by the way what Katana essentially used to have in the older games, which she could actually zone, not right now when she cannot zone anybody. Kung Lao is A plus easily, and most people still don't use this character properly. I don't understand why people don't watch online K just repeat what she's doing. And to a lesser extent, Rasul. They try to like rush down or play footsies. I don't know even what's going on. Even right now, Bendino's on stream on Demon Lobby. God bless him. Why are you rushing down? Look, what do you, dude? Kung Lao, just run away, do hat tosses, into the area once, wait until your cameo, regenerates, throw out fucking bombs, force 50-50 mix-ups, or force a back throw. That's all you have to do. The character is easily A plus tier. And by the way, he's one of the few characters who can actually zone the top tier, like Homelander, because he has a projectile that, unlike another character who's overrated, that I'll talk about later, like covers the entire screen. If Homelander dashes in the air, plus 70 into mix-up. If he dashes on the ground, plus 60 into mix-up. That's this is zoning with like with a reward. I love this fucking character. 2-1 +3 crushes armor. Sweep is +3. Is very strong. Obviously has an 18 frame overhead. Has good synergy with some of the with sector with obviously with striker bombs. Right, striker grenades can launch. Great mobility with the dive kick. Only like 8 frames of whiff recovery when you whiff. So can in get out if need be. All right. Yeah, like has good offense, very good zoning, if not the best in the game. Easily has like the turtling meta that you guys described is very, very strong. I feel like he's the poster
Yeah.
boy of that gameplay style. Again, for some reason, people don't want to take advantage
I
of it. I
wouldn't
don't
say
know
he's the
why.
poster boy of it, but there's some.
Well, I will disagree with you. I know which character you have in mind, but I think she's overrated. I think he does that far better. And also, he does better. Like he does very well against most of the top. One matchup that I hate is like Cyrax, but I think he does okay for against Homelander. Um, does well against Havoc. Also, again, has 2 armor like Havoc. Speaking of Havoc, has 2 armor. One requires 2 bars to make safe, which is fair. It reaches like almost half screen. Has a spin, like if people try to do some weird stuff, like try to bait the other armor. I don't know. Again, I'm not known as a downplay. I'll play. I think I'm being it real. What would you guys place Kung Lao? I am very passionate about this because he's my favorite in this game. What would you guys rank him? I have him in A plus.
See,
I would
it's weird. It's weird
I
for
would,
me.
I would also put him in A plus just because he actually has really good zoning. He actually has one of the better. He also is one of the rare characters in this game that has 2 armor moves, and both are actually good options. He has synergy with Sector. He has synergy with a striker.
Okay.
He's a solid. He's a very solid character. I don't know who he loses to because he does do well against a lot of the cast. So I agree with putting him in A plus.
Trillion, what do you think?
Yeah, see, that's why I think it's like a little weird, and I think Kale is just a great player. So we see, I don't know, like I think Lau is like a risky character in this game too. Like the hats in some matchups don't work, or like example for like if you use like Mataro, if you throw a hat, it's gonna reflect it. Or if you use a character like Janet, I use Rain Janet, I'll just call Janet to tank the hit of the hat, and then I can get the dance to go in. But he's like meter heavy. I don't know. I don't know if I would put him A plus. If he is, he's on the tail end. But he might be like
he also just has like the easiest access to mix in the game. Back 3 in and of itself is mix.
that's true. That's true.
Like granted, it's stubby. His biggest weakness to me is his neutral. He's stubby. All of his buttons are stubby. But you're not meant to try to box with him. You're meant to run away, dive kick in, use cameo to cover myself, and then hold this mix.
Yeah, like obviously, like if I'm fighting a Rain, like I'm not gonna play neutral. If I think he's going back 3, I'm just gonna armor. Otherwise, I jump back, and do my like. There's no reason. That's what I see. I see people trying to like out neutral Homelander or Rain or, um, you know, um, Cage. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, just run away and do this shit. Like, you're not. That's not how Kung Lao plays in this game. Just run away and you get your cooldown. You get your cooldown up, and then you toss grenades or you toss the missile, and then you go in. Like that's how you play the character. And like even if a Rain is building a is calling calling Cage as a cameo. Like I'm fairly certain if I do a teleport with Sector, that will hit both of you and hit cage in the cooldown, so now you can't call her, and now I get to zone. So I'm not really afraid of people zoning me in this game. Those are the matchups that do the best in. It's just like Cyrax, right? Like when she gets in, and she's already difficult to zone. Just real quick to give people the perspective. Like Cyrax has a lot of like anti-armor tools, right? The stupid bus or whatever. A forward 1, back 3 can beat armor. Um, the overhead can like randomly make armor whiff, and also can like obviously roll profile down 4, which is his best neutral tool when he's up close. So that's the type of stuff I'm scared of, right? Because now I'm like, well, I don't know what she's gonna do. Is she gonna try to break armor? Is she gonna randomly forward 2? Right? That to me is very, very tricky. I think that's what he kind of loses to. If somebody's like can get in and can also like just mix the fuck out of you, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. So I think bad matchup is like Cyrax. I think that's at least for me personally the worst. I think pre-patch that was like literally unwinnable, right? Because of the goo wouldn't disappear. But ironic, and if you guys know, if you do instant aerial head toss and she does goo, they actually clash like a Street Fighter Hadouken, which is interesting. But if you do the grounded one, then you beat her. So, but anyway, I would say Cyrax is losing. Maybe Reiko because again gets in, has very difficult to play neutral, has that armor breaking stuff that's very important against like 2-1 strings into like hit or strings into the stars, right? Will break armor. So characters like that who break armor are kind of like an issue for him because that gets rid of his like his scare of in the neutral. King Junior, what do you think? Because you play me a lot, and am I being fair in my assessment?
Yeah, I like your attitude and enthusiasm towards Kung Lao, and I would say he's also A plus. And one of the things that I think you guys forgot about was he's one of the few characters, I think one of 3, to have a 6-frame normal that starts.
Oh yeah, it's true.
So he can punish like Melina's forward 4, overhead, Garrus's back 1-2, and some other things that are -7. Like I think Noob's back 3 and back 3-3 are also -7, but.
Also, Raiden's overhead as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
remember
also
that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has that luxury.
So he's got that, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, you guys pretty much said everything for me other than that 6-frame normal starter. I would probably put him. I'd probably say I'd put him after Shao Kahn in A plus tier. That's where I'm gonna put him. I've been ordering it to my liking, but I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I think that's enough Kung Lao talk for today. Li Mei, I'm not really sure. I don't think she's as low as people used to think. I think her instant aerial like overhead with that thing, I think that's a legit mix-up. I don't think you can block that even offline on reaction because I think it comes out to face. So just based on the fact that she has an overhead that you cannot react to in a low, puts her high. Other than that, I'm not really sure where to place her. I want to say A, but I'm not really sure. Zoopa, what do you think?
I'd put her probably B plus, maybe even B. She doesn't have a lot of representation in this game. One of my former teammates, Ginner, I would say was probably the best Li Mei specialist. Li Mei is not a bad character. She hits like an absolute truck. Like that's like the best thing about her was that she hits hard and she has a 6-frame reversal that hits hard, but her buttons are stubby. Her projectile is just a regular high projectile. I can't tell you any matchup she does super well in, except like she does well against Noob because all the Noob's buttons are like -7, and she does good against Natara because she can have the lantern up so Natara can't dive kick her. But outside of that, she's just such a niche character that it's just you have to work really hard with her. She doesn't do anything special besides the 6-frame reversal, but at the same time, there's another character on the list we haven't got to who has the best 6-frame reversal in the game. And so there's really no reason to play her unless you just like her the way she looks, because she doesn't do anything special. So I'd probably put her almost B, maybe B plus.
Trillion, where would you place Li Mei? I know she's more of a controversial character to place.
Yeah, I got her also at B. She is super stubby, and the only thing notable about her is her 6-frame reversal. Lanterns are pretty good for people that has like air mobility, but other than that, she doesn't do anything super special. And for her to close gaps for certain matchups, she has to take a huge gamble and just like do flying knee from full screen to try to close some sort of distance. Hope you get hit, and then if you use Movado cameo, turns into a combo.
I will admit, she does have instant air overhead. I forgot about that.
She does, but I don't think this is a character though that is super broken. I think this character is, and it does suck because the representation is low. But I think for right now, I do have her kind of like B plus, and then like her projectiles, like they're all high, so like you really don't get like zoned out by this character. And
I don't think zoning is. Yeah, I think
you
you're
know,
100%. Zoning. I think her projectile is like one of the easiest one to flawless block anyway, so you really don't have to worry about it. It's more like, her ability to punish -7 moves, her ability to do a shit ton of damage, to mix you up, when appropriate. But yeah, I agree with the stubbiness. That's one thing I should have mentioned.
It's just one of those characters to where like she's cursed by design because she does so much damage and she has like such like anti-mobility. Like if she had better zoning, she would be like ridiculous.
Yeah, if she could combine, and I know you guys will roll your eyes, always tell Franco, like if she could combine like Scorpion's conversion with a Kung Lao or like low hat, I think she would be fucking broken. Like she would be easy S tier, right? Because now she has better footsies, she has better zoning, and now you can no longer like flawless block or protect. She'll put low hat on the screen, right? And then she'll do the regular one and etc. And then she would also have like probably hard to unblockables. That would like put her like like top of the top, right? But obviously she kind of has to pick and choose, and she's kind of inherently.
She does have good solid pressure on block though, but it's like one thing she doesn't have mix, so she's just kind of jabbing at you.
King Jr., what would you? I guess you're the final. Where do we put her? A, B plus, or B?
I'd put her maybe high B plus. I think she's one of the hardest characters to master, and she does have like pretty bad cameo syndrome. She's stubby. She does have real mix. It just sucks that her low option is unsafe. I think forward 4 and a meter burn Nova Blast has a gap in it, or like it's maybe even poke like punishable on a gap like in a block string. Getting into that distance where you can mix, like if her down 4 is stubby, but if you manage to land a down 4, then that's like when you can start mixing. You have to be really close to your opponent to mix, but you also have to be frame perfect in some scenarios to get that reversal 7 frame or 6 frame punish with the up kick. She has a good armored move, but the thing is, her cameos that launch off her armor are very specific. Like, depending on where you land her armored knee attack, you have to time your cameo differently. Like if you land it from very far away, you can combo with Janet, but it's a different timing. Whereas if you land it up close, it's also a different timing. So she takes a lot of time investment because of those weird specifics that you have to play around with. And I could see her maybe like when the game is like in its Necro era and the next game comes out and people like really invest like time into her for whatever reason, I could see her shooting up a little bit. So I'm a little optimistic in that regard, but I don't think people want to put in the effort, which I don't blame them for. Like, it's a lot of work to make Li Mei like have some success.
So where would you guys place her?
Oh yeah, I put her high B plus.
Okay, let's put her in B plus for right now. So right now, moving on to the next one is Liu Kang. Kind of vanilla, really hasn't changed much. I know he's got he received a couple of minor buffs here and there. Is essentially like a strike throw character with like above average projectiles, I would say. Well, with Motaro, that one projectile is really strong. The high one that obviously leads that's one of the best projectiles in the game, but obviously costs resources, right? Can have save armor, can break armor can break armor with that one strength that he has. Also has a 6 frame normal, which means he can punish -7 moves. But I believe Kung Lao has a slightly more range than he does. I don't know. I feel like I would place him maybe an A or B plus. I'm not really sure. Zoopa, what do you think?
A. I put him in A. I think he's the definition of like a mid tier in this game. He is armor breaking. He could even be A plus, but I'll put him in A because he's not inherently broken. But solid 8 forward 4, solid mid, multi armor breaking. He has decent damage, good strike throw, decent zone. Like I said, he's decent across the board. His biggest weakness is like that mid screen area. He doesn't have the longest reaching buttons, so characters that have longer reaching normals outspace him. And you do have to work hard for him, but he's not a bad character in any way, shape, or form. And you can win very easily with Liu. Liu has some good matchups. He's just a solid character. He just suffers from the fact that everybody else in this game is ridiculous.
Sure.
So I have him at A.
Yeah, where would you put it? Do you agree with
Yeah,
Zoopa?
I also agree. Lou is a character that is like the poster child for mid tier character. If you want to play somebody that's just middle of the pack, Liu Kang is like the easiest pickup. Not terrible, but not super great character. 4/4 is a really good mid. He also has like dirt with like the flying kick combo with Bataro, or doing 60% in the corner with Striker. But for the most part, his game plan is just 4/4 and grab. And I think a lot of the strike throw characters in the game just do it a lot better. Like Rain always has a whirlpool under you, Cyrax has a bomb under you. Lou just doesn't have that. So he just is just grabbing you and 4/4. Not a bad character at all though, but he doesn't excel at anything. He's just middle of the pack, A for sure.
King Jr.
I think
You
he's
agree?
fundamentally sound, low A tier character. Like he's playing strike throw at its finest, and like his dashes aren't the best. Like he like scoots and barely covers any distance. His walk speed's pretty good though. But yeah, if you're trying to dash, like you're not moving like Johnny Cage's dash or anything like that, so he can't really cover the distance that fast and that with that much range with his dashes. But yeah, he's just I would say he's a very beginner friendly character. Like if you're trying to learn the game, but he's not going to take you super far, and you're going to have to put in a lot of work with him to make him have any kind of success. So like low A tier, in my opinion.
Okay. Moving on to Melina.
Broke.
Broke
Let me hold on.
Go ahead.
This character.
Trill, take the floor on this one. You go first.
This character is borderline S tier, and like I really want to put her S tier, but she is high A at the very max low S. This character is one of the characters that has maybe a losing matchup, beats the dog shit out of everybody else. They try to downplay this character, bro. They try to downplay the.
To me, she's easy S.
No, you think she is? I don't know.
Easy S.
There's one character, and I don't know if we still doing like the 7.
I'm doing
not.
seven per tier. She's got to be.
Okay. If you're doing 7 per tier, yes, then she's S. She's S. There's only another character that I see that I would have put in front of her. But this
don't
character,
worry. Don't worry. That motherfucker broke too.
Yeah. We don't get to. But no, this fucking character, like ball roll is almost unreal, bro. Oh my god, you just fucking do it. You'll go hit somebody, or if somebody try to meet you, jump back ball roll. The air ball roll is fucking retarded in this game. Oh shit, I probably shouldn't say that. But fucking dumb as hell. Fucking dumb as hell in this game. Okay? This character now has an install on Fatal Blow where she is special canceling special moves into a string or a special move by her choice, and it's almost impossible to block every last one of it. This character loses, and I've only heard it from Melina players, but only loses to Johnny Cage. There is no possible way that this character is lower than A+. Impossible.
Agree with everything he said. Air ball roll is dead ass the best special move in the game. Ball roll in and of itself can be considered the best special move in the game. She's a stupid character. She's been stupid. You want to talk about Runaway? She to me is the poster child of Runaway. If anybody who's watching this struggles with going to sleep, watch Hourglass play Melina. I promise you'll be knocked out in 10 minutes. It is so boring.
That's fact. That's fact, though.
It is she is the most boring character in the game because she's mastered the art of Runaway. Her projectiles are just far enough to keep you off her and make you respect her. And then if Lord forbid if you press a button because ball roll is coming and you're gonna get hit for 30. And then with Lao Hat, she's gonna knock you down, put down Lao Hat, and then you have to hold the mix again. And then she's gonna run away if you guess right.
And let's not talk about the 4/4. Like you can't combo off of it, but I best believe you getting hit by that shit. You get mixed by forward 4 and back 4
and fucking sweep.
Like, bro, this character is crazy.
You can actually combo off of that forward 4 with Chameleon Lift, just so you know. It's kind of stupid.
You can, yeah. But I think most of them use like Tremor now. Like Zoopa said, if you want to watch a character that is like the art of backdash and run away, Hourglass and Tree Fitty, they play the fucking exact same, bro. You just watching somebody run,
and it'll put you to fucking sleep.
and then as soon as you try to close the gap, it's either armor into cameo or ball roll. And if you block you block one, you can't do anything because the armor's or the cameo's coming. And if you get hit by ball roll, you just ate like 35, bro. This character is just super crazy, super downplayed. At the very worst, A+. But this character might be
Like I said, she only loses to one character, and then there's like the whole debate of whether she beats Homelander or not. I'm like, if you beat Homelander, you by default gotta shoot up the list.
True.
Yeah, I have her in my S tier as well. I just wasn't sure, because I know again people say she loses to Johnny Cage. And
She's so dumb.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering, like, does she have any other bad matchups?
I heard Reiko.
Oh, yeah.
I heard Reiko, but I don't know for sure about that.
Nah.
She could say Reiko just because her projectile maybe.
Or was it Smoke?
trade
Who?
with
I
her.
think it was you that might have actually told us on the episode that we had to scrap. I think you said Smoke might have been the other character. I think it was either Reiko or Smoke.
Oh, no, the other character might not lose to nobody.
Smoke. Yeah, we'll get to him too.
Smoke. I think loses to one character. Or two characters, maybe.
Yeah, my bad if I'm misquoting you. Yeah, my bad if I misquoted
No, they're
you.
good though. Like you brought up some broke. You brought up broke.
It's forward 4 is the most damaging overhead it doesn't launch, right? So which is huge. It does like 11.5%. Yeah, it does 11.5 percentage points. So it's really obviously that's what I mean. Like characters like that, and that's why I have no respect for Kitana. Like you have Melina again. When she's close to you, you're afraid. Not even when she's far away, you fear for your life. When she's close to you, fear for your life because they're either gonna throw, they're gonna overhead, and they're gonna low. And one option is plus. Obviously, throw is unblockable unless you tech, and then you have the overhead, which is the most damaging one.
Even if you upblock the overhead, it's safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So
Why?
that's that is what's scary. That's kind of what I fear about this game. And again, Bull Roll I think is the best special move in the game because you can kind of at any point you don't know, and with Fatal Blow at least it's like 50%, and even if you don't know the backs, there's two
Fucking ball roll, bro.
But King, do you agree? Is she S tier? Or do you have an A+?
If we're doing the whole 7 characters per tier thing, I would say I'm gonna say S right now, like low S tier. Yeah. And I know a lot of people there's a lot of Melina representatives out there, even after Hourglass stopped playing, which I think he was still the best.
They all downplay.
But yeah, not being able to up block punish air ball roll is just nonsense to me.
Nope.
And her 1-2 string being floss block exploitable, I don't think is enough of a weakness to complain about enough because you can easily just. Her stand one's one of the best stand ones in the game with Homeland.
Her down one is one of the best down ones in the game.
Yeah, down one.
I forgot about down one.
Yeah, her down one is really good. Her stand one's one of the best in the game with Conan's and Shao's stand 2. Yeah, her install is actually good too. I remember when her install first came out, I think Hourglass was doubting its potential, and then he himself and other Melina players were showing that it has uses and stuff like that. So
it's dead ass. Hey, you've been to hold this mix for 20 seconds. I hope you guess right.
And you have to hold it because it jails with her stand 3. So if you block stand 3, you have to block what's coming next. So it's pretty much a GG's if you block stand 3.
Everything's mixed. She's doing stand 1, the low side into her mid, into stand 3, into fucking backdash. And by the way, she's throwing cameos at you the whole time. You just gotta sit there and stare at the screen and hope she fucks up.
If her most used cameo ends up being Tremor too, she gets pretty good throw Oki off forward throw at Tremor, and her back throw is not too bad either. So she's kind of always next to you when she touches you, I feel like.
I just don't know why. I don't know why I can't punish the overhead when I block it. That is really stupid.
There's only one Melina player that's fundamentally sound, and I think it's fun to watch. It's Dexy Dog. Yeah, all the other Melinas, bro, it's super boring, super runaway, and his character, and that's why I think she is so good though, because a player like Dexy and a player like Hourglass has so much success with the same character playing completely different. This character can play however the fuck she want to play. If you want her to run away, she's one of the best at it. If you want to be super impressive, also really good at it. you can do whatever you want to do. And the only thing that I've ever seen Melina's do that, like, hey, maybe she don't do this so good is like, because I know you can armor like the stand 1-2 on flawless block. That's like honestly about it. But even then, like you could just call cameo and try to keep it safe as possible. So like, this character has no real weakness.
Yeah, again, I would put her in S tier. Let's talk about another strong character, Noob Saibot. He's the one.
Skipping the top.
Wait,
Man,
you skipped the
man,
stupid
your alphabet's all fucked up, man. I don't know what they do in the. I don't know what they do in Eastern Europe.
In Eastern Europe, when the O comes before the I. Sorry, Nitara. Well, I take back what I said. Maybe middle of the pack for me. I feel like my personal percentage, last 1% against this guy is not very good because I know I panic a lot and I get my ass kicked. But I can tell that I would say, like, if you defend properly, you probably do very well against this character. You're kind of patient. You just kind of let the Nitara player, like, kill themselves. And she has low health. Yeah, because they're gonna play like maniacs anyway. At some point they're gonna die because they have to. But the good thing is she does a crap ton of damage. That's why she kills me, right? Because if you up block, they go low, you're gonna die. If you get hit by overhead, you're gonna die. She just does a crap ton of damage. But I feel like doesn't have the best footsies, doesn't have the best normals, doesn't really have any good projectiles. So she kind of has problems building meter. Somebody said this a long time ago, if she could build meter like dashing back and forward, this would be so much better, right? Because then she would be able to build meter running away, and you would be scared like you would scared against Melina, right? But the fact that she cannot do that, I feel like really hurts her. I don't know where I would place her. I'm gonna play the fifth on this one. I'm just gonna give it up to Zoopa.
No, I personally hate this character. I think she shouldn't be in the game. She doesn't play the same game as everybody. She doesn't. She doesn't play the game that everybody else plays. At least Melina and Scorpion are running away from me the whole match. At least they're still somewhat playing MK1. They're at least doing, like, she genuinely is flying around the screen, and you can't play traditional Mortal Kombat against this character. She's an anime fighter character in this game. She's in the air the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
EX Dab Kick is safe. Her biggest weakness is the fact that she doesn't have, like, the best buttons. But with Sonya, I think I forgot what button it is. It's the button that makes her float for a second. You can armor the gap, but if you don't have armor, it is mix. She can either hit you low and it launches with Sonya, or she goes to overhead with
You're talking about her stand 3?
Yeah.
You could fuzzy that pretty easily, to be honest.
Can you?
Yeah, honestly.
Maybe it's just an online thing.
It's definitely an online thing, because her back 2 online catches me, and that shit's like 26
But
frames.
I also think, when we talked about earlier about, like Lee May doesn't have anything special. She just has, like, damage and the 6-frame reversal. What makes Natara special, obviously, is her movement, and the fact that most characters that have, like, a projectile are worthless against her, because you don't want to throw out anything. Because if she just jumps, which she's going to jump because it's fucking Natara, you're gonna get hit for 50. Like, that's the crazy part. She's not hitting you for like 10. She's not hitting you for 30. She's hitting you for 50. And if you're playing Darius, it deadass is 50% into mix into GGs if you get hit again. She's a really stupid character. I would say, like, of all characters in this game, she is probably, like, top 5 in terms of fraudulentness. Like, you don't really have to be good to play Natara. Natara is generally a character that prides herself on, I am just going to play so unorthodox that I might catch a really good player off guard because they're just not used to watching somebody else play like a mosquito. Because that's basically what she is.
And you basically tell us the representation. That's what we.
Bob the Slayer, garbage. Mars doesn't block. Suki, garbage. And these guys will beat good players because Natara is just dumb and only needs 2 hits to win. And she plays so unorthodox, and she's such an annoying play style. But then again, I will say, just because she's annoying doesn't mean she's that good, which is why she's only an A. But what she does do well is the fact that if you run, like, in my opinion, her best cameo, which is like Darius or like Sonya, where it's like your entire job with Darius should be just to land a sweep or a grab and get the cameo out and then do your mix with your floating in so you have your overhead low mix-ups. That's basically what you want to do with her. and then because you don't need a cameo for damage, you have damage built into your kit. You're basically your big struggle is just opening people up, and then once they're opening up, just that okay.
I do want to say like Striker being one of the best cameos is really useful against her because if they jump into the grenades, they get launched. That's how I fight her. Like if I'm fighting Kung Lao, whatever. If I'm using Kung Lao or Havoc, right? I'll try to predict the jump, scroll grenades, and then easy conversion with Havoc back 2-2 obviously, or or dash up back 2-4 with Kung Lao and to get the conversion. So I do feel like she's a little bit hurt by Striker being so good in the current meta. Trillion, what do you think about like fighting her with a with a?
Oh, I think it is fucking annoying as hell as Rain, because he can't really stop her from going in the air.
You just gotta watch her.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta watch her the whole time and hope she kills herself. But I think as like the entirety of, she might be high B plus low A, is one of the characters though that like is super fraudulent. Like you really don't have to be fundamentally sound to beat a fundamentally sound player with this character. Super like fucking freight train of damage. So you get hit by EX dive kick, you might eat close to 50 off the dive, bro. Like, it is super crazy. This character also, like her best cameos with Darius, Sonya, even Pharah.
I think it's Darius. I think Pharah's also good, but in my opinion, I'm more worried about Darius, just because it's like if I get touched once, I have to hold safe mix for 50.
But yeah, one of the characters that even with trying to take turns back against this character is scary because she can do like poke and then flight, and then if you try to
flight in the dive kick.
If you try to take your turn back off the down one, you die for trying to take a turn back. Like this character is actually kind of crazy. But I think her biggest weakness, her biggest weakness is her health. So she does a lot of damage, and she's flying like a fucking fly, but she don't have a whole lot of damage.
I think if you play like with Pharah or Darius, you have like 900 or 950.
900 ain't a lot though. Like, if you have 900 health, yeah, that's pretty low. 950 is all right, but 900, that's pretty low.
I play Striker, I got 850.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
No, that's shit, right? But yeah, the thing is, one thing I forgot to mention, if you like mash too many.
Actually, she has 1,000 with Darius, 950 with Pharah.
Oh, she has 1,000 there. Oh shit. Oh yeah. That's what that gave me.
I was gonna say like the one thing that my dumbass was like, I think you mentioned like if you mash a lot of low pokes against her, you're gonna die because they're gonna jump anyway and they're gonna instant dive kicking you into like I gotta stop fucking doing because you kind of used to like the neutral sometimes. I don't know, Trillion, if whatever your back three, like if they jump, like how what the hitbox.
Yeah, so like the real pressure with Rain, and that's why some people might try to say I'm downplaying whatever, but it is the truth. Like she doesn't have to hold like 114 cancel with Rain is +4. She doesn't really have to hold what's coming next. If you jump back dive kick, it kind of just fucks up my pressure. So yeah, she can just jump back dive kick, and that's why it's such an annoying matchup with Rain because like nothing I do keeps her still. And dive kick is just such a great utensil to use against Rain because EX dive kick is safe. And if I try to do anything or throw a slow ass projectile or anything like that, just let dive kick rip, and I'm eating fucking 45.
I would say dive kick is almost as dumb as ball roll.
Yeah. Because you can still up block EX dive kick. Like there's some ways to beat it, but let's be honest. Like we're not doing it every single time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then you open yourself up to strike throw, and then now you're getting mixed.
Yeah.
Not to mention her sweep is actually very good.
Is it the double hidden sweep?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That reaches like halfway across the screen because the bitch slides on her knees when she does it. Nah, her sweep is stupid.
King Jr., what do you rank her given all this? Seems like people are leaning towards A. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say A tier, like maybe before Ghostface or something, like between Ghostface and Katana. Her lunge is like a pretty decently fast reversal with some reach. That's like one of the other honorable,
that dumb shit.
which she can ambush into Pharah if they so choose to use Pharah. I think Pharah's her best cameo, but it's definitely Darius and Pharah because that wake up spin kick with Darius just allows Natara to have a better wake up because her wake up vomit is dog shit. And
There's some
yeah,
weird tech with
meter
it
burn
too,
dive
though.
kick is just really strong because it's safe unless you up block, and if you're committing to up block, she's going to sweep punish you into full combo. Yeah, 900 health and meter burn, or wake up spit just being like her worst weaknesses are like pretty significant. But I think she's a little slept on, and
Highly slept on.
Agree. Yeah, she
like
slept
her
on.
her
She
jump
slept on.
kick pressure with flight, like she'll do a jump kick into flight downwards jump kick, and it's like +9, and then she can like do another jump kick and do it again, or like throw
She,
you or sweep you.
I'm saying she doesn't play the same game as everybody. Her just in being in the air in and of itself in the game with up block inherits a little bit of mix because you're guessing whether you need to up block here or she's going to do an overhead. She's going to land on the ground and do her instant sweep that reaches halfway across the screen. Is she going to just kick me? Is she just going to play like ass and raw dive kick from full screen and hit me for 50? Like, you just don't know what she's going to do.
Yeah, I'm really, to my knowledge, I don't think she has throw combos, but yeah, like the fact that she can do a double
Thank
jump
God.
kick and jail it. Like if she
Thank
makes you
God.
block a jump kick, you can't up block it if she does it fast enough, and then it's plus a
Yeah.
block on the way down. So
If-
she has
if she-
meterless block pressure in a
if she
very
had throw
unorthodox
combos-
fashion.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one struggling against her, but I'm happy it's not just me. Sometimes
She's just a dumb character.
sometimes I fight people. I don't know what are they gonna play calm if they're smart, if they're good players? Are they just gonna play like maniacs, just dive kick? Are they just gonna jump back? I really don't know. So that's why I'm like
Yeah.
confused. Sometimes
If these tier lists were based off combat league sets, she'd be much higher. That's just
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
If tournament sets were first to twos, fucking Natara's S tier. She's one of those characters who can fraud you out quick.
Just
One-
a straight fraudulent character.
One of the things I'll say too is nothing is scarier than a patient Natara player. It's rare, but if you run into that, it's scary.
Natara like a 300 ping. Can't even see the kick coming.
It's unblockable. It
You
just
can't even see it coming. I don't know what's worse. I don't know, man. 300 ping Natara, 300 ping Molina. Fucking instant ball rolls or instant dive kicks. It's either way, it's terrible.
Yeah. Well, let's move on now to the character I was mentioned earlier.
Another another character that somehow
Well, I know
never got nerfed. Somehow went from top 5 to people thinking he's bottom 10. I don't know what the downplay is on this character.
Yeah, he ain't that
He-
low.
I said I don't know
was
why
top
people-
5 though.
I don't know why people downplay him. He got power crept, but I still have him. I'm gonna let you go first. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Actually, I was going to ask you because I know when we recorded the podcast, you had some hot takes about him.
He's good. I don't know why people think this character isn't good. What does Noob not have? He has him low. He has a mid. He has disjointed normals. He has decent damage. He has Oki setups. He has a solid zoning game. He does. He's like, in my opinion, I would consider him like an upgraded Lou. He doesn't really do that well at like the mid range, but he doesn't really struggle anywhere either. He has a great underrated launching teleport. He just doesn't take advantage of like the ambush cameos as well as like the other top tiers. Like you can play him with like a Trimmer. That's a niche team, but most people will tell you his best team is Janet.
Yeah.
And he's like I said, he's not a bad character. He's decently honest though. Like he's not. You're not gonna get frauded out by a noob. That's what I mean. Like noob. No one's gonna just pick up noob and be a world beater. Like even people like Unjust struggle with noob fundamentally. He's not an easy character, but he has the tools for almost any scenario. Like I said, I think he's a solid A plus. He just doesn't have anything that's like ridiculously broken, like everybody else in S tier.
Trillion, where would you rank Noob?
Yeah, I agree. He might be like low A plus, high A. A really good character. I think that was the best way to explain it, like an upgraded Lou. This character, like actually on paper, I think is the best character in terms of design. Probably in this game's most complete character. Like I don't really think that like this character needs a cameo. Like if cameos didn't exist, I think Noob would be just fine. Like I think he has everything that truly he needs. And what's Embrace Chaos is a what, some sort of comeback mechanic that is really, really good. That makes everything combo and everything. He has overhead combos, even though the overhead is slow. He has a good low. He has a good mid. He has a good jab string in 2-1. Like 2-1-4 reaches super far. 2-1-2 has a low, so if you're expecting a 2-1-4, you can get mixed. Even though like it's you can fuzzy it, you ain't really getting mixed by it.
Well, some people want to up block that overhead too, which will get beat by the low string. So
You know what I mean?
It's the fact he just has decent buttons. Everything has also disjointed. 4-1 is disjointed. He also has a good sweep. His sweep reaches a lot farther than you think it does.
Yeah,
that's a really good sweep.
And then let's talk about his speed without Shadow Clone. I don't know how have y'all seen Noob dive kick without the clone?
Oh yeah, that motherfucker
is my god. He's probably like the fastest character in the game for it. Like he just diving until clone comes back. But he is super fast in terms of mobility without the clone. Some of the best meterless combos in the game. Like I said, you really don't need to spend a lot of like cash to max out with Noob. If you get hit with anything, it's just portal into Janet and do it again, and then hit them with the nut punch at the end so they restand. And then now if you want to spin the meter, you can mix them with Ghost Ball.
Like doesn't have a sorry, I keep cutting people.
Nah,
he doesn't have a useless button. Like you know how like Havoc stand 4 is like garbage. Like what button on Noob do you not use besides like what stand 3? Like he doesn't have a bad button. Every button has a purpose on the character. He has good pokes. Good over the overhead. You can say the overhead's reactable, but it's solid. It's 20 frames.
I think the only thing that I think is underwhelming is his armor.
His armor's ass.
Like especially if you're fighting like Sindel or Holman, right? Because who attack you? Well, even Natara, right? Speaking of earlier, right? Kind of attack from the air. His armor is underwhelming. So I say maybe that's his only weakness. And also, like you said, I think Zoopa mentioned earlier, like he's like you can get good with him, you can put in the work, and you're gonna do very well. But like, or you can just use one of the top tier characters, like Homelander, for example, and you're gonna, if you're the Mighty Unjust, and you can do a lot better just by default, right? Like I feel like he's not an easy character to use anyway, especially because he has that certain mid range issue and the armor issue, that can cause matchup issues. So those are like the two things that I can see as a potential weakness. But I agree with you. He has everything. Like he has an overhead. He has like back throw conversions. He has good damage. He has a teleport. He has solid projectiles. He actually has very good projectiles, right? So he kind of has everything. He has good mobility. It's just that kind of like with Liu Kang, right? There are just better options for what he does. Yeah. And I do feel like maybe he's a little bit too locked into Janet because I think that's maybe by far his best cameo. Not that he sucks with the others, right? But that's kind of like
it is his best cameo. Yeah,
it is his best cameo. But like you can play him with Trimmer, you can play him with Darius, you can play him with Jax, with Movado also. Like I said, but they're just like he doesn't have they just give him like combo extensions. Nothing gives him something ridiculous like. With Johnny Trimmer, it's like constant threat of poke special. With Melina, she has like 1,000 cameos that either make ball roll safe or give her more damage or give her full screen presence. Homelander with Farah just makes, his grab deadlier. And then there's a bunch of other characters we're going to get into later where like their synergy with like their best cameo is what carries them. He doesn't get carried by Janet. You know what I mean? You're still you're pretty much playing cameo-less until you get a hit.
Yeah, because Janet she doesn't
do anything.
Yeah, she's not known for.
You might put up Janet Wall so you can zone for a bit. That's it.
Yeah, but that's about it. I would personally put him in A, maybe top of A. I think he's better than all those hitters, aside from maybe Ghostface, in my humble opinion. Already A tier. He's kind of approaching it as
I think he has to go in A plus because I think I would put him right around the same, if not better than Geras.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can go with that. King Julia, have you commented yet on Noob?
No, I think he's one of the like deepest, like in-depth characters and requires like lots of time investment and stuff. You can't just pick him up, and I think he also kind of somewhat struggles to wake up buttons, and we know how much I hate wake up buttons in this game in MK11, but his Death's Embrace is really fun stuff to mess with. He has like hard to block setups with the portals and like like you guys said with the dive kick recovery frames when he doesn't have a shadow. He has an armored slide when he doesn't have shadow available, so that's like he low key has
Way
armored
better.
launch in some
Significantly
scenarios.
better.
So, yeah, 3-way mix, hard to blocks. Just yeah, that wake up attack is really horrendous, and I would say he's probably in between like Noob and Natara for me, or I'm Ghostface and Natara, like on an A tier in my opinion. But well, majority vote A tier. Zoopa the only one saying A plus.
You got him in A true? You got him A plus.
Nah, see, he might. I think the only like real weakness, because I know I don't know if y'all spoke on this already. Maybe I didn't hear it, but like some of his strings is like -7. A lot of his shit is -7.
Oh
So
yeah.
there are some characters that just like blow him the fuck up. Lao, Lee Mei, Lu, who have 6-frame jabs. So he just straight up just loses those matchups. But that's like the only big weakness I know he has. So, but I still think though overall he's still a really good character. He might be like low A plus.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters too. Like I think whoever designed Noob Saibot, props to them. They should get a raise at the devs.
Oh yeah,
the dev team.
Noob is by far like the swaggiest, most in depth. Everything he has is cool. Everything he has is cool. He's just a cool character.
Let's put him maybe an A for right now, maybe top A, and then we'll, again, we can always change
Yeah.
stuff at the very end. Let's move on to Omni-Man. I don't know. People told me this
A plus.
garbage.
A plus.
You got him an A
A
plus, really?
I got him A plus.
Oh, I gotta hear it.
I got A plus, bro. No, I got him A plus.
But then again, he is annoying. He just. I'll let you go first. And
I got him low A plus though. Like I think he is either high A or low A plus, but I'm gonna stick low A plus for right now because also one of the characters who really does not lose to a soul, maybe except Reiko. Other than that, though, does really well against everybody. If you want to beat a top tier with a niche character, Omni-Man is the way to go. There's nothing he can't do. If you want to run away with Omni-Man, he can't. He's a worse Melina. That's exactly what he is. He's a worse Melina. He doesn't have
that is actually facts.
You know what I mean? So like he can play however he wants. If you want to be super oppressive and be in your face, he can with 1-2 and down 1. Because I think 1-2 is plus. So people can check people with that and strike, throw, and grab. If you want to run away, you can. You can play with Omni Trimmer, Omni Lao, Omni Darius, Omni Striker. Like if you want to just run, you can. This character is a worse version of Melina, so low A plus or high A. This character has to be minimum top 15 character.
Yeah, and they also buffed over 3, which went from being unsafe on its own. Right now, it's like -6. Which is obviously breaks armor, decent anti-shimmy tool. Speaking of armor, he's one of the best, one of the fastest armor techs in the game. So like a lot of stuff that has like
launches with certain cameos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And also like just very fast advances forward. I like that. Well, I don't like playing against it, but it's strong.
You want another character that also can't be zoned, V stance going to everything. Can't be poked back. This character can do down 1 into V stance. And you cannot poke him back out of. If you try to take a turn, you will get hit and die for it. Like this character is crazy. It's one of the characters that people used to think was low tier because there just wasn't a lot of Omni-Man players. But now
even so, like even the ones that were good back in the day, I play him and it's like this character is just fucking stupid. Like a Zodiac Omni Trim where they just throw out trimmer little ball, TP in or do the overhead and it's safe. And then I'm just sit there watch or throw down Lao hat, teleport in, or do the overhead in. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, also has by the way excellent damage, right? Especially with certain
ridiculous damage.
Yeah, it can hit like mid almost 40s, right? From like basic. By the way, it doesn't even need cameos to do a lot of damage. So you can like save the meter, like if he needs to.
And it's all meterless too.
Yeah. For me, it's definitely between A plus and A. I'm not really sure where. I know Trillion said A plus. Zoopa, what is your final word? As far
I probably would have agreed and put it at A. I was gonna originally put him around A, but looking at like who we have left, I agree with probably putting him in A plus because the simple fact that the more I think about it, I don't know who he loses to. Because as Trill put it, he is just a worse Melina. He just doesn't have ball roll. That's like all he doesn't have. If he had like a ball roll, he would easily be an S.
But he does have better armor. He does have better armor than
Melina. He has better armor, but like he doesn't have to interact if he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
If he chooses to just run away from you, there's not much you can do. if he chooses to rush you down, his biggest weakness is he doesn't have like the overhead and sweeps that Melina has. Like that's like his other weakness is he's just a strike throw character when he can't open you up, but he has cameo options to do ass play, which does open you up. And then Viltrumite stance is underrated. And so like he does, that's what it is. Like you can open people up by doing like down one in the Viltrumite stance or down one in the chest bump.
People use it as a cancel.
And then you can do 2-1 Lao hat or go mid screen Lao hat, do the overhead in. They have to block it. You're safe. Then you can strike throw. Like there's ways to open people up with the character. You're not working as hard as you think you are by playing Omni Man.
King Jr., where do you rank Omni Man?
This might be the hottest take so far, but with the characters we have left, I'm gonna say high B plus tier. Like I know he is like a
hell no.
He is like a turtling machine, but like I feel like his best offense is his armor, but like he can only combo off his armor with Movado, who lowers his health and has like really difficult conversions with like meter burn clap. I know like people are using Tremor with him and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like if you don't really like, sure you might have to chase him a little bit, but I don't think it's like the end of the world. Like I don't know. I really never found him too overwhelming, to be honest. I don't have much to say about him. I really don't know what his matchup chart looks like.
He's like a mixture of like a lot of Melina and a splash of Natara. Because when he started running away, he also has like some sort of flight dash that he can just move back and forth in the air. Also, like up close, 1-2 is either guess, strike, or throw, and he has some throw combos with some cameos. And then once you get opened up by 4-3, you just about to eat a fuck ton of damage. Like this character actually is really good. Loses to pretty much nobody and beats the ever living shit out of a lot of characters I can think of right now. And some of the characters that we have in the A plus, like Garrus' offense, I genuinely don't think work against Omni Man. Like Snap doesn't work. The sand projectile doesn't work because V stance. There's nothing that this character can do against Omni Man. Same thing with like Lou. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, only character I think he loses to is like Johnny. That's it.
Probably. And Johnny beats the fuck out of everybody.
So Johnny beat the fuck out of everybody.
I like the sector cameo against them, especially when I use Kung Lao, right? Because if they do the stance, free teleport right from afar, it kind of forces them to move in slightly so they can punish, like at a range with armor if they're close with their jab. I feel like that's kind of good against him. Or even like the if they're doing it on the ground, right? The Movado pull-in, right, with back cameo. For the most part, I feel like his offense is not the strongest. I know he can do stupid shit, like do armor and V stance, but honestly, I'd rather much deal with that than have be knocked down by a Shao or something, and then having to guess between a legitimate 50-50. For me personally, I think he's more like A, but I do appreciate what attack potency has accomplished with the character. Kind of showed people, hey, you fools, this is how you actually use him. And I know he gets obviously results, and he's beaten some of the best players with Omni Man. So for me, more like A.
I swear he outplaying motherfucker.
So you guys can put him where we want. We do have to kind of move on. Let's talk about another DLC, right? Peacemaker. Oh my goodness. I feel like again, Noir has to be acknowledged, kind of what he has accomplished with Peacemaker Jax. I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of that stuff, I feel like it's a little bit gimmicky. Here's my issue. Like I've seen Noir absolutely beat the crap out of people. They literally look like scrubs, like they have never played the game before. But like certain top players, like I don't know, like Mighty Unjust, Online Kale, they have done the same thing to him. Like, when he tries that stuff on them, and then he immediately switches to like Johnny Cage. So I'm like, okay. And but I try to kick them myself because I want to zone.
Yeah.
I think his offense stinks. Aside from 1-2, which is +3. That's nice. Has good speed. We complained about Itara, earlier. Like that whistle, whatever, that dart blow. I love that against her. But I don't know, man. I feel like not enough offense, gimmicky. Easier to play offline. I can already tell just by playing Franco. I don't know, man. I put him in B plus. I feel like people like kind of it
Yep.
might sound good. I kind of overrated some of the stuff that Noir was doing. And by the way, again, Noir does very very well, but there are certain matches he immediately switches. You know, like he immediately just doesn't even pick the character. He just goes to Johnny Cage or to some of the other top tier characters. But I'm curious what you guys have to say, Zupa.
No,
Peacemaker.
I would agree. Peacemaker, I put him in either B plus or B. He's a. But you got Omni-Man in B plus. Why Omni-Man do where it is?
No, I didn't put him. I didn't
Yeah,
put him.
Nah, he
I kind of put my own bias into that placement, but
We have to be off for a second.
No, you
But,
gotta follow through. You gotta at least put him in A. You can't just put him in B plus.
I got him an
gotta-
A plus, man. That character.
No, I
dumb, but-
understand.
But back on Peacemaker, I agree with you. Peacemaker is just.
I put
like-
Peacemaker B. Yeah, B plus.
I got him in. I think he's donkey. Like he's not that good. His zoning's okay. He's just annoying.
Yeah.
But like everything he does is gimmicky. He doesn't do anything that's broke. Like Peacemaker Jax is. I talk to people and they're like, if you lab it for like 5 minutes, you'll figure out how to counter it, and then it's worthless. It's just a gimmick. It gets people because no one knows what you're. It's one of those things where like you don't know what he's doing. So like even as a pro player, you're getting frauded out because you're just like you don't know. You're getting knowledge
Yeah.
checked. It's not like it's actually good. And so, like in my opinion, I put it in almost B plus. There's characters in this game that can do what he does far better. This isn't like the Peacemaker release. He doesn't. Like I say, he's not special. His buttons are mid, zoning mid, projectile mid. Only thing he has is a good armor. That's it. And I think anti-gravity is actually a better anti-zoning tool than it is a zoning tool or anything.
I actually don't like his armor. I think it's a high. It's the slowest high in the game. It's very
It is a
like yeah.
It,
It's
it
a good turn.
should be after what it was doing to me for a year.
Fair enough. But as a player who gave this card, I think the armor is actually kind of trash. You can't really. Well, it's good. Like I don't know if you fight an idiot Scorpion player. They're doing back threes into Ferrotor, but like if you're trying to like actually steal turns up close, it's awful because again, it's a high. I feel like the most underrated thing about him is obviously having Jax, gives you health, gives you the gotcha grab, and also having that eagly, attack the other the other person's.
That's
turn.
actually underrated. That actually is very
exactly.
good.
That stuff, dude. I've lapped this character, and I'm like, he has got some good stuff, so I think I'm being fair. But yeah, like
I
I
think
would.
that works on Kenshi too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it will exactly. It will hit set, but you cannot do it out of block stun like you can with Getcha Gap. Not that he needs to, because he's already using Jack. But yeah, I would put him B plus B. I don't know where you guys want him, but that's what I would do.
I put him in
Nah,
B.
yeah, he's B plus, I think.
Trillion, yeah.
Yeah, I have him B plus because you guys are right. Like a lot of his stuff is all gimmick, and even with like the Jack stuff, like even if you take like the Jack's ground pound, because I think Peacemaker, he becomes better when you try to guess what is happening, and then if you try to jump the Jack's ground pound, that's when you get hit with the aerial combos and all the extra gimmick stuff. But I think once you figure everything out, like Peacemaker has some good matchups though, where he can just zone. But other than that, though, I don't think he's like a super crazy character. Nowhere close to what he used to be. I don't think he's a bad character though, but I don't think he's nothing crazy now. So I think B plus for sure here.
King Jr., what do you think? B or B plus?
B plus, I think. And you guys pretty
Yeah.
much said the explanations for me. Say low B plus.
Okay, let's move on then. Let's talk about Quan Chi Zoopa. I'm giving it up
Here
to you.
comes the world's smallest violin track, by the way.
Yeah, fuck. This character went from being bottom one to staying bottom one after he got buffed, to where now he's still. I would still put him in bottom 10. I would maybe give him B plus. Here's the thing with him is he's also a knowledge check character. If you want to play like ass and don't like to block, you'll think Quan is the worst character or the most overpowered character you ever played, because Quan forces you to block with armor portal. You just
That's
have
true.
to block. You have to play defense. That's like the problem, is this community doesn't want to play defense. This game is a very much your characters, like all the top tiers or all the best characters, fall into a couple archetypes of runaway or like vortex you to death, and like a lot of on block pressure. And Quan negates that on block pressure, and they just don't want to adapt to it. He does have mix with the overhead and the low, but if you're spaced out properly and you outspace the low isn't a problem. His zoning isn't oppressive enough to be scary. It's not like Lao or Sector, where his zoning is knocking you down or it's fast.
It's really slow. His standard skull is terrible unless you have purple portal up. But people are like, oh, you put up purple portal up and it's 3 mids. Well, you forget that I have to spend the 15 fucking frames to put up the purple portal and then spend another 10 frames to actually throw out the projectile that you can just jump and then punish me because I have the worst recovery in the game. He has a 9-frame poke. My fastest mid is 9 frames while everybody else either has a 6-frame button or a 7-frame down one. I have a 9-frame down one that can be full combo punished by characters like Johnny. He's so unbelievably upplayed just because of how annoying he is and because of the success of yours truly and a few other Quan players out there. But Quan is one of those characters to where, similar to Gearus, you're not going to run into Combat League and run into a random no-name Quan who's good. Right? You're not just going to play a bum who's getting carried by Quan. If you're losing to Quan, chances are you're getting outplayed because Quan actually has the most losing matchups out of every character in this entire game. The only reason he's not in B and he's in B+ is because he has the best neutral control probably in the game because he has a literal button that goes full screen. He has the best whiff punish tool in the game and stand forward and down forward, which covers the full screen. And so he always has a presence anywhere on the screen that leads to decent damage. But otherwise, armor's slow, pokes are slow, combo damage is low, even with cameo. He's a super resource heavy character. He just isn't that. Like, he only has like maybe 1 or 2 winning matchups, if that, and then pretty much either loses or goes barely 5-5 with everybody else. He's a bad character. Honestly, just put him in B. Either B or B+.
No, not
B or
B.
B+.
B+. He is a pretty bad character though. His pokes are terrible. His armor portal against people that don't block. Oh my god, free eats, right? But what if you do block?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What if you do block? And then
what if a character has armor breaking? Sorry, I keep cutting in.
Oh, no, you good.
What if a character has an armor breaking move? Lord forbid. What if you're playing sit down, you press forward 1? What if you're playing Sarge, you press forward 2? What if you're playing fucking Ermac and decide to press 1-2? What do I do? What if you're Takeda and press 1-2? Like, there's so many. Like, Armor Portal has so much counterplay. Everybody in this game can also just do down 1 into armor. That's universal. Everybody can do that. And there's some characters in the game that can just press. Like, you don't even have to worry about Armor Portal. You can just press a button. Even characters like Rain, who you probably should just block. If you're feeling frisky, you can press stand too. If I get hit by you, break the armor.
That's fact.
Like I say, you can, like, Reiko, just throw the fucking stars at me. I got a block. That's like Armor Portal is only good against certain characters that like Katana. I think Armor Portal is very well because she's so slow. But like if your character's fast or you have armor breaking or you just want to block, he's worthless. And he actually has a couple 3-7s. Like I think Smoke is like a 3-7.
No,
Conan's a 3-7. Oh, it's bad.
It ain't that bad.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if there's matchups that bad.
That matchup is damn near unplayable.
I think Rain has 1 or maybe 2 unplayable matchups. I think Scorpion is pretty fucking awful, but I don't think there's no matchup.
I think it's 3-7 for the sole purpose of I am playing a space control zone character who's slow against a character that completely negates all of that and forces me to hold mix with virtually no armor because my armor's so slow and terrible poke, so I can't even poke out of the pressure. Like genuinely terrible.
Maybe so. Maybe it is 3-7. I don't know. I don't play Quan. You do, but I'm just saying. It's hard to believe.
It's hard to fathom in this game, but I think it's one of them.
I played a little bit. I think I used to. Well, when I played Quan, I think I ran into Tragic online, dude. I wanted to fucking kill myself. Like it was awful, dude. I think that's a 7-3, and I think also against a high level cage player, I think that might also be 7-3.
Yes, you can't down 1. Imagine trying to poke and get full combo punished.
I think the issue with Quan is kind of like the Peacemaker issue. Like, whereas Quan actually has a legitimate mix-up, his universal toolkit is garbage, right? Because his strings are ass, his pokes are ass. Whereas Peacemaker doesn't have the tools, but his universal tools are much better than Quan Chi's, right? Because he actually has legitimate pokes. But I feel like with Quan, if you're not mixing with the portal, you're probably getting like completely annihilated. You're getting completely
Yeah,
destroyed.
he's a character where you can't afford to make a mistake.
Yeah,
'Cause
but if you're mixing, there, that's your best chance of winning. If not, then you have no. Like every time, like Quan Chi players put the purple portal, I celebrate because I'm just gonna flawless block anyway. Or I'll do a full, I'll do a instant aerial hat toss, and I will actually win the trade because my shit's plus 60, yours is not. So then I just get in. So you have to mix. You have to do the overhead. You have to do the low. You have to take risks. Um, Probably have to use Darius or Serena, one of those two, just to have at least a fucking
Yeah.
wake up. I would put him in B plus because thanks to people like you, and obviously a couple of others, people have gotten results. So I don't think he's
I put him at the top of B plus. I think he's better than everybody else, just
yeah,
because he at least has a win condition. I
he
at least
does, yeah.
have mix, and like Bone Cage is good, and like I do have his biggest strength is anti-zoning. You cannot zone him. There's only one
Correct,
character in the
correct.
game that can zone him. Everybody else, if you try to throw a projectile, he will. He will just kick you, and you'll eat the damage. But it's also weird because he has a teleport, but you don't ever want to use it because if I teleport, I land on top of you, and now I have the worst buttons, and I'm in your face.
Correct. It's only plus 10 on hit. Yeah, that was one of my buffs. It's like it's only plus 10 on hit, so you really get nothing. Essentially, by hitting it, you still kind of lose because you have this weird range where all your
Yeah,
buttons
I'm in front of you with the worst buttons in the game.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Like I don't want to be here, and now I am.
Yeah, I know the struggle, man. Especially after fighting Cage, Smoke, Home. Well, I think he does better against one of those. But yeah, I get the struggle. King Junior, what do you think? Would you put him in B or B plus?
I still think he's bottom two. He has the worst matchup chart in the game. I think Orange Portal's still overrated. He's an anti-zoner in a game with little to no valuable zoning. So his anti-zoning is kind of meaningless to me. 900 health, one of the worst defenses, if not the worst defense in the game. He can't ever really get his turn back with his down one being so slow. Gaps in pretty much everything. Like every string is like pretty holy in the sense that it has armor gaps. And yeah, just one of the worst probably the worst matchup chart in the game.
Easily the worst match chart in the game.
I know I'm probably coming off like I'm downplaying, but he's like my secondary. He's like one of my favorite characters to use, but it also frustrates me how easily some characters destroy him. I feel like he doesn't have any winning matchups, and
I think the only character he beats is Shang. That's it.
Like I still disagree with that. I still think that's even. Like if you're trying to zone Quan, you should probably question your choice to play fighting games at that point because I don't see why you would try that knowing that he has stand 4. But
not like Shang Tsung is this fucking unstoppable, up close character.
That's not the only problem. Is like Shang is like bad up close, so it's like it's in Quan's favor that he's fighting someone who's just as bad up close, which we'll get to Shang later.
Yeah.
But it's like
I think just for me personally, like based on results, and again, it might be the players. I'm not denying it. Like.
It is mainly the players who've been
he's a
playing him
huge
for,
knowledge check too. Like if you don't know how to fight him, like he might his chances go up a lot.
Plus. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like you're gonna knowledge check how with Lee May? Like at least Quan Chi. I know it's not like a strength per se, but it still is in my opinion. I think he's B plus because again, at least he has the results. The gimmick. Look, we give Peacemaker props for his gimmicks. You might as well give Quan Chi props for his gimmicks. I think it counts.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think a lot of people like when they see the color orange, like their inner chrysophobia like kicks in, and then they start like freaking out. Like I think people just don't know how to fight Quan, and like
that's very
even in year 3 we're going on into of the game.
People still pressing on Orange Portal, wondering why they're getting hit.
Like I get it, he's gonna keep stomping you like if you're in Orange Portal, but I would rather take like a vortex from Quan than a vortex from Cyrax, Reiko, Noob Saibot, Ghostface. Like
that's not the talking point. You have another character which we'll get to later who literally has nothing like that at all. She has no overhead. She has no low. She has no gimmicks at all. Like
well, yeah, that's why I said Quan's bottom 2.
I cannot wait till you get to that character because I'm gonna love to hear Trill's reaction.
Yeah, I'm putting Quan Chi in B tier. I have no faith in this character. I don't love him at all.
Well, I would put him in B.
He's very disappointing.
Yeah,
I would put him in B plus just because I think there's a few other characters that are gonna go in B.
Yeah, we have to move on. Okay, Raiden. Here's my dilemma with Raiden.
pop
So
off.
the buffs came out, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna be dominating the scene at least online, right? Which is
He
the
should
game with
be.
most.
He
I
should
haven't,
be.
I haven't seen it, so I'm not really
That's good.
sure what's
No,
like.
I can tell you. I can tell you.
Okay, go
I can
ahead.
tell you.
The raid
Home
players.
rated players are kind of like the Homelander players. There are a couple that are really good, and
There's a lot.
the rest of them are fucking poopy butt cheeks.
Shit.
Poopy butt cheeks. Okay, and the only Raiden player that was doing shit like online and offline wits, he ended up taking a step back. So his progression after the character got buffed really didn't do it justice of how good the character is like after the buff. But I think this character is like really, really, really fucking good right now. And I think this character at the minimum has to be A plus. This character is exactly what the character was before the buff, plus more now. Any poke is getting hit for 50. This character has some of the best runaway in the game, some of the best mix in the game with Sector. 4/4 now still being like a great low string poke special now into a certain cameo, like that's still really, really good. 1/2 into razzle dazzle now, like you got a whole block on that and at all times. What's the buff string that was like +1? Like the 4/2/1?
4/2/1, yeah.
4/2/1.
Fucking stupid.
It goes half screen, now it's +1, and guess what you gotta hold? Razzle dazzle, fuck boy, try to take your turn. You can't. You know what I mean? So it's really good character.
The only special that can rival ball roll in this game besides dive kick is fucking razzle dazzle. That move is stupid. There's no reason why I should try to take my turn back from poke and get hit for 50.
The only thing I don't like about it when I try to use him, I think his projectile is not very good for zoning. I think it's very
He
slow.
don't need, I guess, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think it's very, very easy to flawless block, even if they hold it, because it always comes out the same frame. Also, his armor is slow at, was it 20 something frames, low 20s. I feel like that is definitely a weakness. But yeah, like I think maybe to me, I'm trying to kind of like use him too much like my other characters. I feel like he's best played up close, where he can,
You play him on screen like where it's matchup dependent. If you're fighting someone like
yeah, fair
like
enough.
Cyrax, you should just run away. If you're fighting like Conan, you should just run away. But if you're fighting someone like Quan, just get in his face and beat the shit out of him.
But this is what I mean. I don't think his runaway is as strong as like Sector's, Kung Lao's, or even have.
No, it's really good. His backdash speed is really good, and his Superman is kind of like Katana's, but better, where it goes further. So some characters can't.
I talk about like building meter nonstop, forcing the opponent to react with projectiles, because this projectile is not even the same league as like Sector's or Havoc's or Kung Lao's. It's way too slow, and it's very easily flawless blockable. And it's the only thing he's going to throw. It doesn't matter if he holds it or not; it makes no difference. It's super easy to flawless block. I feel like in most matchups, when I actually fear him is when he's up close, because his overhead now does more damage. Forward 4 is obviously as low as launches. It's excellent. But I'm not. I know he's strong, but I just question how strong. That's all I'm saying.
No, A plus. Trust me.
A plus.
A+.
For sure. Yeah.
King Junior, what do you stand on this character?
Other than his armor being pretty butt cheeks, he's got really good dash movement. One of the best down fours. Storm Cell is still really good, and I'm like a firm believer in Raiden Tremor being his best cameo. But I know Jackson, he has other various cameos. What the hell was I about to say? I was about to say something else about Raiden that I'm kind of forgetting, and it's like making me mad. Fuck. But anyways, I'd put him in an A plus tier, but
Okay.
Yeah. If that comes back to me, hopefully. Oh yeah, his forward 4/3 still whiffs on hit into like shocker, so that's like kind of annoying. So, but it can
like
be
at a match,
like
kind of at a certain distance.
you can
Correct.
kind of work around it sometimes. Like if you land the first 2 hits of forward 4/3. And can't do shocker because it's too far away on hit. You have to do like meter burn, storm cell sometimes, or tremor up punch. Sometimes the second hit just flat out whiffs on forward 4/3. But outside like the bad armor and that issue, he's really good. His offense is really good. Unreactable mix, throw combos with some cameos, teleport out the corner pretty easily, and Superman out the corner pretty easily. So I'd say there's still players like Wits have put him pretty high up there, and I know he's not playing at the moment because I think he's pursuing baseball. But yeah, Raiden's definitely A plus potential in my opinion.
All right, let's badly put him there. Moving on. You got to give it up to Trillion. Rain.
The GOAT. The fucking GOAT. I'm gonna put him A plus. I think this character is super, super good. I think this character, in terms of pressure in your face, is one of the characters that's super oppressive when you can be. Every hit, and I mean every hit, leads to a whirlpool setup. So there's no such thing as waking up armor against a character like Rain. If I do back 4-1, I can combo that with Janet, put a whirlpool under you. If I do any of my combo strings, whirlpools at the end of it. So this character is super, super good. One of the best strike throw characters in the game. Projectiles are super slow. His movements are super slow. That's his real weakness. But I think for the most part, this character excels at the strike throw game. Really strong throw combos. Really strong oppressive pressure up close, especially. Honestly, in the corner, I would put Rain's corner pressure is super good. This character is minimum top 10. I think he is top 10. Like, I think he is the 10th best character in this game. So, yeah.
I think that's a fair assessment. And I would like to add, I don't think he's difficult to use. I think
not super difficult. The most difficult thing about him is back 3 down, down, up.
Well, I don't know, man. I think being able, having to literally like cancel your best normal all the time, unlike another character whom we discussed here, who doesn't have to do that, has a similar range, and
I cannot wait for you to get there. Cannot wait. I know. Trey gonna look at you like, what the hell are you talking about?
So, but yeah, I give the Rain players credit. I don't think he's easy to use, and he's also kind of fun to watch. And to people like Franco's like, oh my god, wake up buttons. This is your character. You don't want wake up buttons, just fucking pick Rain. Never have to worry about wake up buttons.
That's
again.
true. That's true, and that's what I love. That's what I love about it. Like, he is one of the characters that's like the only people that can like disrespect his whirlpool, or I think just off the top of my head, not even looking at the characters list, are the characters that just beat the ever living shit out of them though. So like Johnny really doesn't have to hold it because Nut Punch is 2 bars and it's invincible. So he doesn't have to hold it. Or Cyrax with Bo, because she could just wake up with the low slot, but she don't beat the shit out of him. I actually think Rain is favorite there. But for the most part though, characters that beat the hell out of Rain usually don't give a shit about his armor or his whirlpool. So other than that, really good character, top 10.
Would you agree that he loses to characters who just kind of run away from him? We don't have to.
Absolutely. So his worst matchups are characters like Sector, characters like Raiden, characters like Sub-Zero or Scorpion, Homelander. Melina is a iffy one, but the matchup is definitely her favorite because she can run away. But the characters that are really good at running away, Rain has a real tough time catching them and doing anything to them.
Zoopa, what do you rank Rain?
I agree. I think I've been saying that. I think Rain's very good. Back 3 is probably one of the best buttons in the game. He doesn't really have his biggest weakness is runaway, which is what holds him back from being any higher. But the fact that he has some of the best Oki in the game, as far as hey, you gotta block, which is like which if you notice, a lot of characters that make you block at pretty high in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. King Jr., what do you rank Rain?
A plus. I think Trillion just summed it all really well, and Whirlpool just pretty much keeping everybody honest on wake up. Like
it's pretty awesome. Every interaction. Yeah. Super good.
He has one of those jump kick OSs that I mentioned earlier when we were talking about Katana. So if you try to anti-air his jump kick or something and get clipped, he's just gonna convert off jump 3-2 into Geyser, Janet combos or whatever. And on block it auto corrects the stand 2. So yeah, other than his dash movement being kind of pitiful, I think he's A plus for sure.
Yeah, that's honestly I think that's his only real weakness. And I was telling this to all the Rain players because I don't know if other characters in chats how we are. But I think I would rather take away the buff that he recently got with the cancels being faster and replace that with his movement being faster. I think he'd be a better character. I think he'd be a far better character if his movement was faster.
Yeah, I agree.
His dash is weird. He has good walk speed, but his dash is terrible.
His dashes are awful. So you like the best way to close the gaps with Rain, especially if you are an aspiring Rain player and listen to me right now, it's like you have to walk. Dash block does nothing for you except slow you down. You have to walk, and that's the fastest way you can do it, unfortunately. So that's his biggest weakness. That's why every character that beats him it's usually because they just run. You know what I mean? And there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, they just run. They don't have to play footsies, right? Which is where your strengths lie.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I still think he's. I agree with you. I think he's A plus. Let's move on to Reiko. I think Reiko is
S.
is
S.
an
S. S.
S. God damn S. God
Yeah.
damn S.
Reiko.
shit.
Reiko is as reeks of Homelander, right? Because he runs at you and then just essentially mixes you up. Which is I won't talk about the boring stuff. One thing that's if when you fight like the better Reiko players is then you realize, oh shit, like his normal attacks are really good.
Really good.
He has the best buttons in the game.
His back three is by far the most underrated mid in the game. His 1-2 breaks armor. So if you try to wake up or any sort of thing, and I've played Kanimani on Reiko, like he baits out anything that you try to do. If you try to react to the command grab, he'll run at you and stop. And if you jump, he'll like aerial combo you. If you try to whiff anything or try to close the gap, back three into something, the back three into stars and a trimmer, like you you have to hold that shit. You know what I mean? It's you get mixed off
everything.
Stars.
Everything. Because everything can be canceled into that run into grab. So you could do 1-2 stars or 1-2 into run to grab. And as long as trimmer is up, you gotta hold the mix. His biggest weakness is he can be zoned. That is his biggest weakness.
Yeah.
But he could just fucking run at you.
Yeah, he can run. And one of the things that they like to do is, and it works, right? Is if I'm zoning with Kung Lao or Havoc, whatever, like obviously, especially with the blood ball, it's slower. They'll, if they have Fatal Blow, they will EX slide and then.
Can we talk about his Fatal Blow? I don't know why people don't talk about the fact that his Fatal Blow is a 50-50.
Certain characters, I know Gears can do like back two, and that will actually throwing me. So there are certain normal attacks depending on the character. I don't think everybody can do it.
Yes, that is a great point. Yeah, there are some normals that if you do it at the right time, the command grab doesn't work.
Yeah, if you just mash it, it will imagine. So it's not a 50-50 against some characters, but against certain others, it might be.
I didn't know that. All I know is that it's a grab, and he can either choose to grab in the air or grab on the ground. It's a mid.
Can't duck it. True. But certain moves are like throwing, invulnerable throws, and Franco, he knows Gears better than I do, but he can confirm that, that's one of those moves. So I remember like using pre-patch, Reiko trying to do that to him, it wouldn't work. But I we kind of already know. I'm just surprised they're not more representatives. I know obviously Kanimani is the best with the character.
That's because he's not easy to use.
I don't think he's easy to use, and the fact that he kind of has to still get in on zoning, not as easily as Homelander, but actually requires some work. So I do think that's an issue. But if you're like and he does have to play like, still has to play footsies, right? You have to know like when to down 4 is scrubby, but
I gotta play footsies with the best buttons in the game. My favorite.
I know, I know. But I feel like he doesn't have anything like as easy as like Homelander forward 4.
I don't know, man. Fucking back 3. I mean back 4. Down 4.
I think for those moves are obviously very strong, but I think you have to be a better player than like just doing forward 4 with Homelander and dashing forward, in my opinion. But yeah, I agree with he's S tier.
Also, another character that doesn't lose to anybody besides Johnny. I heard.
I'm not even sure I'm buying that. I think
that's coming from that's coming from Kanimani's mouth himself. That the only 2 matchups he loses is like Johnny and Homelander.
In the matchups, again, not everybody has a projectile, so I would think like stars in those matchups. Well, not against Homelander, but against like Johnny, like stars are the same as they've ever been. Like they still do they do the same thing that he's not going to challenge you. So that's a matchup you can kind of like zone pre-patch.
So I would imagine I would pick Reiko into Johnny, honestly. Yeah, but Reiko does do good against it. Reiko does beat another top character that I'm gonna talk about. He gets here.
Yeah. Well, Franco, do you agree that he's S tier? Are we all in agreement here?
Yeah, he's easy S tier in my opinion. I don't think he loses to anybody either. But yeah, he's not. His footsie game isn't as easy as like Homelander's. I don't think it's as generous.
That's the only thing I was saying.
But 21% command grabs are not fun. Like this dude shits damage. He like, it's like a bomb lands on you, And then like a follow up nuclear explosion bomb like happens
And
to you.
at least his damage is quick. At least it's like he hits you like 4 times for 40. Like it's
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's
Yeah.
easy S tier, and me personally, I feel like he probably doesn't lose to anybody.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's move on to Reptile.
I think he
feel
might be B.
I would put him in B, but I also think that he's like underrated. Because he's like one of the only characters in the game that also can be played without a cameo. Like we had a dude out here winning like stacked Brazilian tournaments with Reptile sub.
Yeah, they believe in that team.
It gets results. It's not like he's beating bums. We're talking he's beating like got Lavender Rain, Ytex, the Twins, like putting belt to ass to some of the goats with just straight.
He kind of follows the format that we established, right? His overhead is very low damaging, but it is an overhead. It's unreactable.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
I believe, the safest overhead, the -3, if I'm not mistaken. So, and
And
he's still
also
got
you-
the low. Yeah, he's that low that he has. What is it? Back 3 is actually the only. Its only weakness is there's a gap, but like it, the way he kind of raises his foot, that kind of goes over other lows at certain ranges, so it can actually crush, like like Reiko's down 4, right? So it's strong. It's just that I feel like for the way he wants to play, there are just better options, right? Like you
Yeah.
can play footsies and win with Reptile just fine. You can pick your Sub-Zero, you can pick your striker, right? And you can do very well. And if you're a great player, you can succeed again, which is the reason why we play this game and why we like it. Or you could just pick Homelander, or you can just pick, I don't know, Reiko and do the same thing and having a Commander, you know, like having
I just see his biggest problem is he doesn't have the best matchup chart. There's no
Yeah.
real reason to pick.
correct.
And he's not a counter pick option, right? I think like the only like good characters he beat I heard is like Sector, like the best character he beats, just because he can run at her. It's hard for her to zone him. Like he has decent anti zone just because he can run at you, but like he has decent damage, but he has a gap in every string, and he has
And
projectiles.
also
with launch.
his armor
His armor isn't that good.
yeah, it's very slow.
He's just not broken. Like he's the problem if he's a decently honest character.
Yeah.
You can get frauded out by him slightly, so I'm hesitant to put him like maybe B plus. But I can also see him being in B just because it's like you have to work hard with rep.
Yeah, I think he's B, and it's not like he's like a bad character. I think me and Zoopa talked about this a while ago. I think like every character in this game, like if you
Yeah,
really work
viable.
hard enough, you can win. But this character is probably one of the characters you have to work the hardest with. Like he does nothing like exceptionally well. He has some good tools like having an overhead, or being able to special cancel the overhead into the low is cool. But this character is like he has some good, like his sweep, his back 4, having with Movado, super cool, super good. But that's like
Yeah.
the extent of his game plan. His projectiles are slow. His armor with the dash is you can armor through the dash now, and I know a lot of people like to do through the dash. And all his he just don't excel a lot. So I think this character you can win, but you got to really play. So I'd put him B.
Kingdra, do you agree with B for Reptile?
I think he's probably like high B plus. Honestly, like you do have to work a lot to win with him, and his invisibility goes away on block, unlike Smokes. So like he does have his own hindrances and like gaps in his back 3 string. Not the best wake up. So I'd say B plus that's just my opinion. But yeah, everybody else is saying B though.
Yeah, let's put him
Yeah.
in B for right. Yeah, let's put him.
We're,
Also,
we're gonna run into a dilemma. I'm trying to keep the same trend. So the rule we're only gonna have 7 per tier.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not gonna work. I feel like it's not gonna work.
Looking. I feel like I'm gonna make it work because I like it. It'd be more interesting.
Well,
that way.
so far, at least on my list that I'm keeping track, it kind of checks out, but we'll see. Let's keep going. So obviously we just did Reptile, Scorpion.
A.
A, agree. A.
Wait, I was gonna put A plus. You put him A or A plus?
Ooh, low key. I'm saying you might be cooking. No, he might be A. He's just boring as fuck. That's.
Well,
I don't know. Like, he doesn't. Who does he lose to?
Well, hold on, guys. Hold on. A plus might already be taken. We have Ermac, Shao, Geras, Kumao. rating.
A plus only got 6 there. We can have one more, but A itself has got 7. I was gonna say I think we should move Natara down.
Wait, you got well. I thought you said you have Ermac in A plus, unless you moved.
I had him in A originally, but yeah, everybody else had A plus, so we kept him A plus.
I'm looking at the share screen that guys got.
But
if
we putting
I'm sorry. Oh, I mean, you're good. You're good. That's kind of why I didn't like the whole 7 in each tier rule. 'Cause I don't know if you can honestly do that to the best. Like, I personally think Scorpion's S tier.
I like it because it's interesting.
I think Scorpion's S tier personally, but
S?
then
No,
it's not that good.
There's one character that definitely needs to be in S tier when we get to him.
Yeah, I know.
Because he also doesn't lose to nobody.
Well, I don't know about that, but
he coming.
that's why I don't like your.
That motherfucker one bad matchup.
He
I
coming.
think you gotta move. I think you gotta move Ermac down to A if you haven't already. I think Scorpion is A plus.
I would rather. Honestly, I'd rather move
Why
Shao.
not? We could just put Scorpion. Actually, well, Scorpion's gonna get moved eventually because there's 2 characters. There's 3 characters that could be an A plus, in my opinion.
Here? Yeah.
I see. You see what I'm talking about? There's 3 characters I think who could be A plus.
So are we putting Scorpion in A now? I feel like that's
No, I think he's A plus. He is
Just
A
put
plus.
him in A plus for now, and then we'll move everybody else eventually. Because I think I think Natara's gonna drop down. I think Ermac might drop down.
okay. I already have Ermac. I already have Ermac in my A anyway. I feel but
Yeah,
I mean, do we even have to discuss this? I think Scorpion is very boring, but
Yes.
if a character's crappy armor, pick Ferritor, do back 3. Like, if you fight Geras, pick Ferritor, do back 3. There you go. Like, there. You
Strike throw, forward 3, strike throw.
Yeah,
teleport.
Does go well. Yeah, does go. Yeah, teleport does go very well.
Stand 2 is one of the best stand. Just a great button. Down 4 is a great button.
Yeah, he also goes well with multiple cameos. Right? You can use him with Tremor, you can use him with Striker, you can use him with who else is good?
Janet.
I've even seen like Janet,
Janet.
Yeah, I don't know who the best is, but yeah, he's boring. Also, he's very boring, and he can also like turtle you out if you have poor like if you use rain and your projectiles are slow, you obviously can't do any projectiles because he's gonna teleport. So like he kind of.
Oh, this is one of Rain's worst matchup. This is his worst matchup here. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of lames you out, like almost like a Melina. So except like EX teleport throwing it out is a lot safer than a ball roll. So yeah, I feel like he is an A plus. Does everybody agree? So we can move on.
Yes, A plus. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, okay.
I really want to get to the next part. I'm gonna let you take.
Yeah. This is the good stuff. This is
yeah.
the good stuff.
So yeah, we'll go with A plus, but I personally disagree. I think there's some downplay going on.
This character is just boring. Like he's effective as fuck. He's just boring. I think the character, and that's why all the Scorpion players like he needs buffs. He doesn't. He's just boring.
Yeah.
Bro. Like back 3 to Farah or 4-3 stagger into grab, and that's pretty. Like he's boring, but he is super good, super good. He has some unblockable damage. Like if he finishes the combo and do the Hellfire, like an automatic death, super good character. He's just bored. That's all it is.
Yeah, I personally think Scorpion's S tier, but I'll put him in A plus for you guys. I just think he's like the definition of watching paint dry and one of the most boring things
He's
ever.
boring as fuck. He's boring as fuck.
But he's super annoying to approach too if you have to go in. Like,
oh my god, yes.
Yeah, I don't think he's S tier. But I get people's frustrations, with him turtling people out. If you don't have good projectiles, you have to, and if you have.
If you got a good projectile, you don't want to throw. He'll teleport on you.
He's got throw combos too with Farah and other cameos, so you can't always block against them either. Assuming he doesn't already have Farah into back 3.
He's got no sauce. Just sauceless.
Yeah, I really hope they redesign this character in the future, MK, because this is the worst Scorpion take. I'm sorry, it's like the sauceless MK. Or Scorpion I've ever seen, but
I'm right. Let's get it. I'm ready to hear this.
You guys ready for the next character?
Let's move on. Gotta move on. Fuck Scorpion. So next character is Sector. Sector is easy A tier. Anybody who ranks her above doesn't understand her matchup chart. So let me tell you who she loses to. Homelander. I don't even have to talk about this. This should be super obvious. I've never seen, maybe like once in my life, have I seen a Sector player beat a Homelander player. So already the best character in the game, she loses to. Major problem. Another one, Melina. I don't have to explain this one. This is also pretty obvious. Another one, Smoke, who's going to be, at least in my S tier, That's already
Oh,
so
yeah.
we already have 3 characters super popular that she loses to. And I would also debate, if I may,
Takeda.
possibly, but I would also go back to Scorpion because I think Scorpion is better than
Yeah.
Takeda. And also possibly Kung Lao and Peacemaker. Kung Lao, not according to not according to Sunya, but according to Sunya, Peacemaker. I think she is the most overrated character in the game. You never online, by the way, online. Okay, put her in SG. I don't care. Like back two and a 200 ping. Yeah, you're not gonna react to it. Whatever. Even I can fucking beat Frank online with her. Like who cares? Offline, when you can actually react to back two. And by the way, for me, that back two, at least for me, is a lot easier to react to than Sub Zeros. So I don't know if it's just me, but
Hmm.
if she can run away from you, yes, no question, she beats you. But when she cannot do that, I think she struggles immensely. And the problem is in this game, you have those characters, 3 of which are like easy S tier, and they're popular because they're so strong. And these are the characters who have won tournaments. I don't see her being higher than A. I'm sorry, I just do not. Again, with that said, I do recognize when you have to chase, then yeah, she can be very, very oppressive. But she also got nerfed, and they nerfed on the things that actually affects the way she plays, which is when she whiffs an area grenade, she doesn't build any meter. And her gameplay and is build meter, armor, hit it. If it connects, if it does not, you're on the other side of the screen. But I'm curious what you guys have to say. Zoopa, what do you put? I have her in A.
Like I said, I've already stated my opinion on Sector. The more I play her, the lower she gets on my list. Just because I feel like she's very much like some character. Like if you play against like a Conan, she like beats the shit out of that character. But then you play like a Homelander, you play like a Melina, you play like even a Reptile, you play even a Peacemaker who has like a good teleport, and even Quan. I think Quan's 5/5 though. Like they're just like you feel so underwhelming, and especially playing her offline. Everything is reactable, and you're pretty much just relying on the hard zoning, and then trying to just basically strike throw people when you get in. Just hoping to hit it with Motaro, get them off B, run away. It's an annoying playstyle. It's an effective playstyle, but it's not like I don't know. Like I said, I think A plus like a solid spot for her. She's solid, but she's just not broken. But her armor, I will say, she does have probably the best armor launcher, armor special in the game.
Even
I think
with that,
Playboy is really good.
even with that, I beg to do. I like Havoc's. I prefer Havoc's armor because you have 2, and one of them has 3 hits. And also I like Kung Lao's because Kung Lao's has more range. And if people counterpick with the Sub Zero cameo,
That is
that
true. Yeah,
armor, that armor doesn't even connect as it counters a projectile.
But I do agree with like Bacon Lord's take that I think Sector's best cameo is probably Tremor. Tremor actually gives you mix off your jump ins. You get a mix. You get a weird mix off forward 2-1, forward 2-1-2 where you float in the air.
Yeah, that might be the better cameo, in the matches that she loses. If you're
I think
Motaro,
he just said it was the best cameo. Period. He just ran in everything.
Yeah,
Like there's only a few matches where you want to run like Motaro. That would be like against like Conan. And you know you're just gonna run the entire time.
Utility, I believe that's the player's name. He was messing around with, but even with that, there's a reason why I almost never see this character, right? Guys, you want to zone in this game? In the matches in which you can do, just pick Havoc. He does the same thing. Blood Ball is broken. Blood Ball is so broken when Scorpion teleports, that Blood Ball hits behind you. Like that's insane. And you have actual mix-up, you have actual pressure, and you have armor that's just as good. And if that doesn't work, just pick Kung Lao. Kung Lao has better projectiles. Not in all matches, but in most of them. Why? Because it's fucking Kitana's MK9, aerial fan, more or less, right? It's plus 60 on hit. If it hits, you dive kick in, you throw grenades, and then you have an actual 50-50 mix-up, right? Those are the characters you want to use in this game if you want to play. That doesn't mean she's useless, because I don't think she is, but there's a reason why I played Homelanders and I just wanted to fucking run full speed against the wall and fucking kill myself. I don't want to play that matchup anymore. Not only that, it's not just frustrating that he gets in. He goes in the air and you can't do anything. Essentially, he outzones you. That's a character who has a full screen dash, and I just fucking got sick of it, man. Yeah. So
You can hear the pain in his voice.
Yeah, that was a real struggle, bro. That's real.
I'm fucking sick of it.
But speaking of pain, I know Trillion, this might be one of your more difficult matchups. Maybe you have a different.
Yeah, this matchup stinks for me, but I feel like I can see perspective from all sides of the world. You know what I mean? And just because Sector beats Rain or Rain struggles against it doesn't mean that she is like the best character in the game. So she might be A, and I'm cool with putting her A because I didn't know that she struggled with characters like Peacemaker and Melina. I did know about Homelander though. I didn't know that she struggled
The
against
Homelander matchup.
I knew about that, but I didn't know about characters like Reptile even. So
It's a similar thing. They just run at you.
yeah,
It's not as good as Homelander, but they run at you.
To be fair, I don't think she loses to Reptile. I think because
if it's 5-5 though, then
yeah, it probably
still,
especially if he uses.
I talked to like I said, I get most of mine from Bacon, a fellow sector player, and like the main sector man, where he talks about just like it's like niche matchups that are like they can be 5-5, but they feel almost like 4-6 because you have to change the way you play so drastically. You can't use your normal play style against like a Reptile or a Peacemaker.
When we talked, the last time, right, for the podcast that we lost, like that's really what what I was trying to make you understand is that I don't think she's weak. It's just that when you actually play those matchups, Takeda's another one you mentioned, right? He's just gonna be in the air, and there's really nothing zoning wise. Like you have to time a teleport, but if you whiff that, then he picks
you die.
You die.
I think he's so underrated, but we'll get to him.
Yeah, so that's like my issue. It's not that she's weak. Oh, by the way, Nitara's another one. I mean, I could just go.
Fucking yeah, that bitch.
Yeah, not necessarily bad, but it's just like, dude, why am I playing this again? Like, for what? There's no really reason to play those matchups. That's why I think you never see this character. You rarely ever see her. She's very, very rare. If you actually watch the Vape coaches, again the Rips arenas, the Coliseums a year ago, like you really don't see her that often. Like she's very rare actually. So, but yeah, I put her in A. Trillion and Kingdra, do you guys agree with A?
Yeah, A is fine. A is fine.
I think low A tier or I would say low A tier, but hey, we're breaking that 7 character tier rule right now.
I would just drop Natara to B+.
All right.
I agree with that.
Okay. Shang Tsung, Zoopa.
B. Shang is. Here's the thing. I was actually playing him earlier while we were making a tier list. He's fun to play, but boy is he ass. Here's what he has good. He has the young Shang has probably one of, if not the best armor move in the game, and that's about it. Everything else is pretty bad.
I don't even know if it's good because if you miss like the first swipe, the armor disappears, so you can just.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, and I learned that from fighting Wraith at MKMJ.
I only know. Yeah, sorry, but like he has good pokes. He has good poke specials.
Yeah, poke specials good, but that's about it, bro. I'm gonna be real.
You want to talk about representation? You got 2 fucking Shank players in the history of this game you can watch, and that's Faisal and Wraith. That's it.
And
Mink, but no offense to Mink, I'm not putting Mink in the same breath as those 2.
You want to bring Inferno, bro?
Faisal fucking damn near 10-0 dialogue on that character. Granted, he was just poke special and running, but I can't tell you who Shang beats. I don't even think he beats anybody. I think he does good against like maybe Shao, because he's constantly, because Shao struggles against pokes, and like Shang is the poke special character.
Yeah.
And you're gonna poke special, and you're gonna use Tremor, maybe even Striker, and you're just gonna poke special, backflip, throw skulls, backflip, but you could just neutral duck the skulls. You just playing old Shang is scary, and it's weird because it's so saucy how he has to switch to old to new to do fireballs, but it's also like a nerf because in young Shang, he has the overhead on forward 3. The overhead gives him nothing. It doesn't have the same hit effect as noobs or Reiko, so he can't even launch with cameo. It's kind of bad. And then when he's in olds, it's a low now. So he has no mix. He has a decent mid. That's it. Like he doesn't have anything going for him. Nothing special, nothing broken. The same reasons why you don't want to play Sector would be the same reasons you don't want to play Shang. At least Sector can run away in zone and do something. Shang is just poke special. He's fun to play. He's fun to watch. But he's just ass. I think he's the worst character in the game.
Yeah, I had and also, by the way, he's not easy to play. Like
he's not easy either.
Yeah, he's very not only can you imagine for a new player, okay, little Johnny, this is what you're dealing with. You have 2 stances. Oh, by the way, your best cameo is Tremor, who also has 3 stances. And already what the fuck? Like I have 5 standards, I have to like cycle through this. Like most people are like, what the fuck is this, right? And by the way, little Johnny, guess what? Even when you mastered this, you might be at best low mid tier. You know, like it's just like okay, like why am I even bothering, right? I think
Exactly. There's no
that's like
reason to invest time in that character.
at least with Sector, like I don't think she's very difficult to use, and the general strategy is very like intuitive, right? With Shang Tsung, nothing is intuitive, like because it's so switch this into this, do this string into switch, like it's just like oh my god, like what am I doing this all for? Uh, yeah, I agree that he's on the weaker side. But then again, it has the down, down one, down three special bullshit, and then call tremor, do save. His best thing is obviously his armor, right? Like you do armor with Young, and then you have a long.
Yeah, he's entirely just a play like ass, poke special, throw projectiles and hope somebody gets hit, maybe throw out the occasional overhead, throw them, run away, play like
I like
ass.
Zoopa's new definition, ass play.
It is. That's what you have to play like ass because you can't try to play fundamentals with him. What are you doing fundamentally? You have no mix. Your combo damage is average to decent at best. Your best trait is that you can combo without needing a cameo. You have really good poke special, but outside of that, what do you have?
Yeah, no, I agree. So do we, Trillion and King Ju, do we have him in B?
B, I also have him B. He's pretty low.
Yeah,
Into
B
the-
tier. He's just
Worst character in the game.
he's
Well, let me just ask
very
quickly,
high effort, not enough reward.
Yeah, let me ask this Trillion. Like, Trillion, as a Rain player, right? Do you have to chase him? How does that feel like? Is it something?
Yeah, I have to chase him, but Rain is one of the characters though, and that's why I think if Rain's movement was better, he'd be a far better character. Because Rain is one of the characters who, at the very least, struggles against the low tier characters if they make him chase. Like Peacemaker, he can struggle against if Peacemaker gets the first hit. If Quan is fucking putting me in bone cage and throwing skulls at me, then I gotta start chasing. I'm playing his game. Even Baraka with his fast like backdash speed. Like, sometimes I have to check there. Baraka's fucking fast. But with Shang, and I played Wraith offline, so I kind of know about the matchup. Like, yeah, he can make you chase, but like one right read, and then it's kind of over for Shang. You know what I mean? Like, Wraith was about to beat me, and I jumped over his spikes once, and he ended up dying. I ended up coming all the way back. Yeah, you know what I mean? So like Shang, his offense is running away and poke special and armor into Goro. But once you make one or two good reads, bro, it's pretty much over. That's his whole game plan. Not saying that you can't win with that character, because you can if you put. That's a lot of time to put in with that character like that. But it's just not worth it if you can play somebody like Homelander. So yeah.
No, yeah, I agree. Let's move on to Sindel. I don't know I don't know if your shit in A plus is full. If it is, move Omni-Man down. Sindel needs to be an A plus in my humble opinion.
Yeah, he's got Burrito's got Omni at A. He still got Ermac at A plus. Either way, someone's got to get moved from
Yeah,
A.
you gotta move Ermac and
I think Ermac down, bro. Ermac down.
I'm moving Ermac down, then someone got to move from A. Either Conan, Ghostface, Noob, Katana, Lu, Omni, or Sector got to move to B plus.
Yeah.
Ugh, I really don't like this format. I'd rather move Shao down, dude.
You think?
Can we all agree Sindel is fucking A plus?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
in my opinion, yeah.
Okay, no, then all these people, then I'd probably move Conan down there, low key.
Yeah.
B plus, really?
I would move Sector down over Conan.
I'd rather move Sector down over Conan too.
And put her in B plus. There's no fucking way she's in the same tier as Quan.
Even I don't know, but no,
But
Sector is
above
fine.
Quan though. She above.
No, still though, no. Conan is the
Omni-Man.
only...
Hell no.
No, I don't even understand where he at. If anything, he move up.
Omni-Man needs to move up.
Katana.
Honest to God, I wouldn't mind dropping Gears.
I can agree with
that.
No, I'm kidding.
No. I think the only character in A right now that can move right now.
Guys, can we finish first and then we'll worry about this later? Can we?
Okay, yeah. So.
Let's finish first. So Sindel to me she's got to go in A plus, dude. Like, she's like a sequence that can literally like result like what 70, 60, 65, 70%, right? You already know what it is. She combos you, calls the tremor, blah blah blah, right? Or even if she doesn't have that, then they have the Kung Lao, cameo for that.
She's at the same place to fucking launch.
Yeah, forward one literally used to be broken. then now
It's still broke. Don't let these Sindel players
Like,
downplay.
It still is.
pre-patch it says it's a high. That was a lie. It was essentially a mid. But
It
now
was
it's
a
actually
mid.
yeah, it was now essentially it's a high, right? But it's still a great normal.
You weren't
It's like-
neutral ducking it.
Yeah.
It was a high, but you weren't neutral ducking it.
I know you were not exactly you and it was
Yeah,
like
yeah. Those Sundell players wanted an advanced mid, and then when it turned into a high, like they said, this character is the worst character in the game. It's just
No, I'm not
it's
no.
factually incorrect. This character is still really good, still fucking unblockable mixing you because it's damn near unblockable with the tremor shit.
Yeah.
Like you were right, one real sequence like it could kill you. And it's like real mix, you guessing that shit, ain't no armor and none of that, bro. Like you have to hold whatever's coming next.
Yeah.
So really good character.
Yeah, she also has like decent fireballs. Armor's a bit on the slower side, but it's plus a lot.
It is, and it's an overhead.
Yeah, it's an overhead. So she, I feel like
Zoning
she,
you in the mix. My favorite.
I feel like she's similar to Rain in the sense that she wants to kind of play at that mid range, maybe slightly further away, right? Because she's actually got faster fireballs. But like if she's fighting like a sector, again, to be fair, like she's gonna have to chase. If she's fighting a Kung Lao, she's gonna have to chase. If she's fighting Melina, she's gonna have to chase, right? If even you can argue like a character who doesn't have like smoke, right? You just run away, call double missile, whatever you bullshit, right? Like she has to chase, right? To be fair to the Sindel players, but I feel like her offense and her pressure is good enough, especially with the tremor, the Kung Lao stuff. That I don't see her being lower than A plus. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, you might be on it there.
No, you can agree. She zones you, and then when she gets in, she mixes you. She only loses the runaway, which half the cast loses the runaway.
Because runaway is like runaway in this game though is super strong. And I remember a lot of people talking about it though in the beginning of the game, and I really didn't understand it at the time. But runaway in this game in particular is like really effective, and there are a lot of characters that just cannot deal with that shit.
Here's the thing, I've been spoiled as a Quan player. I never have to deal with runaway until I start trying to learn other characters. And people will like, even if you're not playing a zoner, like people been playing like Havoc or like Takeda or like or even guys like Tanya, they will just start walking back if they get the slightest life lead. They do not want to come back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Trillion is not against that.
I already know. I gotta chase everybody. So
I learned a little bit playing Kenshi, but playing Quan, I've been playing Quan so long. It's like, I'm gotta chase shit.
Yeah, it's one of the beauties. Yeah, when you play Sector, Kung Lao, Havoc, well, mostly, not all matchups with Havoc, but yeah, it's Peacemaker to you never have to chase. But
I don't know. I gotta chase with Havoc. Motherfuckers running for me.
yeah, well, it depends on the matchup, right? If you fight Gears, you have to chase. If you fight like Rain, you may have to chase something. It just depends. But Franco, do you agree with Sindel A plus?
Yeah, easy A plus.
Okay. Moving on. Listen. I've hated this character since MK9, and proudly still do. He's so fucking annoying, especially online when back 2 becomes even more toxic.
I don't know why this character's so fucking busted in the current state of the game with Striker cameo. I don't know who he loses to besides Reiko.
That's it. I think that's all he loses to right now. I think that might be it right now.
Maybe Cyrax.
No, hell no.
Hell no.
No.
You guys are more passionate about smoke than I am. I'm surprised.
Yeah, bro. We've been through it. We've been through it, bro. We've been through it. Yeah, he's broke as fuck.
Oh, what's that dumbass multi-hidden plus fucking 30,000 move with the 4-3?
Armor, he can armor in the 60, bro. That shit's fucking stupid. He can armor for 60. That character is S tier, bro. Not even close. He is mixing you invisibly for about 10 good seconds, right?
I'll tell you guys the propaganda at one time. I remember Sonic Fox was talking shit about, oh my god, I can react to the invisibility by listening to his anime. Like, what are you talking about? It's nonsense.
I mean, you can, but it's still mix.
It's a mix, man. He can always do overhead low. He obviously has overhead built in his main string. Like, he can always throw you. He could always not do anything. Dude, no way, man.
No,
I don't know.
Busted.
Yeah, I think when he got those buffs on top of Striker now being so strong,
didn't need him.
And by the way, he doesn't even have to. He can use Sector. He can use Tremor. He's almost as strong, with these other cameos. So, but yeah, he's great synergy with all those cameos. he's either like at the top A plus or he's S. And in my case,
he's
I put
S.
him in I put him in S
He's
tier.
S.
And he also is very toxic. I don't like fighting against him because he's
He does.
anti-zoning, does too much damage, and just does. And they also sometimes play like ass and they still win.
And then
But
he can
that-
choose, and then you could just run away.
yeah, he's also exactly like he's also one of the best. Like, just I'm not gonna do anything. You could just Well, Trillion, you tell her how does like again you have to chase like how does Rain do against Smoke?
I think it's 5-5, but I think you just gonna get mixed eventually. So like I think Rain does well in Nooch against Smoke. Like a lot of his buttons don't beat back three. Back three with Rain is super, super good. But if let's say hypothetically I whiff back three or I knock him down and he wake up armor and then now strikers come in and then I'm essentially fucked after that because I was invisible. Now I gotta guess. Yeah. So
an invisible mix.
So it's tough. It's 5-5 though. It is a 5-5 matchup, but he has striker. That's just the best cameo in the game. I have to hold everything. He can teleport in the striker, and I have to hold him. So I really don't have to chase Smoke per se, but I do have to watch out for striker in any sort of instance.
King Jr., do you also have Smoke and S, or do you have him slightly lower? I'm just curious what you have to say.
I feel like I've had him pretty low in the past, but he's been getting higher and higher as the game has like progressed. I think I might be convinced in S tier this time. I would have normally probably said A plus, like in the low end or something in the past, but yeah, he's really good at turtling. He can just walk back, and the more he turtles you, the more striker cameo he's just regenerating and just waiting to smoke bomb and mix your way or his way in like on your face. So yeah, I can agree with S tier, like the low end of S tier.
Okay. Let's move on. Almost done here. Let's kind of breeze through these so we can finalize this stuff. Sub-Zero. This is one, because the Sub-Zero player, they're so passionate and they're
I think
range.
I imagine he's got to be B plus.
Yeah, I agree with B plus.
I don't think because here's the thing is he does have gaps. He doesn't have the highest damage, but he actually does have good space control. He's actually a weird character that does like good against like Cyrax. He does good into a lot of like niche matchups.
People also, by the way, saying he does well against Smoke, and we've
He
seen.
does good against like Natara. I don't know about Smoke.
I've heard that like Smoke players.
I don't know
saying,
how.
Well, because Smoke, I mean, the Smoke's armor is stupid with Striker, but it is slow, so it's very difficult to react to Ice Clone and actually punish it consistently. And I've seen Smoke players lose to Sub-Zero, and not like Smoke players, who are scrubs, like actually good Smoke players. So there might be some truth to that.
I think Sub is decent. Like I said, Sub just falls in the category of he's just not as good as everybody else. But like on paper, Sub isn't bad. Like you got a low, you got an overhead. He just doesn't like have like anything inherently like super duper broke. He's also just like annoying. Like Ice Clone is more annoying than anything. If your character doesn't have like a reliable way of dealing with it, it's annoying. But most characters can just armor it. Like Homelander can just laser through it, EX laser, Cyrax can armor through it, Havoc can armor through it. I think Reiko can just throw stars, T1 can shoot his little needle dick and hit it. Swan can just kick him. Like there's counterplay if your character has the option. If your character doesn't, then yeah, it may suck. But if your character has a reliable way to hit him, then Ice Clone is terrible, and then it's nothing. His zoning isn't like the best either. It's like a weird niche zoning.
Yeah.
I think he's B. He's not terrible, but he's not great.
I feel like he, for what MK1 is, because when you really think about it, like he essentially has access to crushing blows slide at all time in this game, for the most part, right? But the damage output in this game is like infinitely higher than it was in MK11, right? For obvious reasons. So he kind of has to. He's gonna have to slide at some point. He's gonna have to dive kick at some point. He's gonna have to throw the overhead at some point. He's gonna have to, like throw ice balls, which is obviously like kind of slow. And if those hit, if those hit, he can win. If they get blocked, then he's probably gonna lose. But they're most likely gonna, like the risk reward doesn't necessarily favor him, even though he can win. So that's kind of how I see him. But yeah, he's got some good stuff. Like you said perfectly, if your character cannot deal very well with Ice Clone, I think he can turtle you out, and becomes one of those, I'm just not going to do anything characters, and you have to chase me. But when that's not an option, then I feel like he struggles. But I think
He's
B
also
plus.
just terrible offline. Offline is way worse than everything.
Yeah, offline. Yeah, offline. Well, yeah, online I would put him higher on the tier list, but I think B plus towards the end or so, I think
Yeah,
it
I
is
think
a
end of B
for him.
plus.
Good, yeah, that's good. I'll put him.
I want to get to this next character. This next character is fucking ridiculous.
Downplayed.
So
Well,
downplayed.
Downplayed.
Let's just hold on just 1 second. Franco, do you agree with B plus for Sub-Zero?
Yeah, I'd say low B plus. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to T1000.
A
Dude,
T1.
I-
You way ahead, brother.
Oh shit, yeah.
Got Cicada.
God damn. We got Cicada.
A
Yeah.
plus. A plus.
I think yeah, I agree.
Cicada A plus?
Yeah, Cicada? Yes.
No, bro, we gotta do T1000 first. Numbers before the letters, right?
Oh,
I'm looking at the list.
Yeah. No, we looking at. I think I'm looking at
I'm
Burrito
looking at the
screen.
list. It got
But yeah,
Cicada,
yeah.
then
The
Tony,
number, the
T1.
numbers are probably before the letters. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay, the T1.
Yeah.
I also got T1. A plus.
I overlooked that. Yeah, my bad.
No, I don't have 218 plus though. I'm A.
You got him A.
I have him A. I have him pretty high A, and it's because now with the overhead being out of the 4-3-4 string, a lot of his mix is fuzzyable. So if you know the timing, you can just block all of it. Not saying you will, because he still has a command grab. He still has the overhead in with the stand 3-2 string or whatever string it is. So you probably still get mixed, but it's a lot easier to block it now than it was when he was fucking top 5. Like he is a decent character in terms of buttons. He actually has some pretty good buttons, but he also is a character that struggles against Runaway too, because from afar he loses to characters like Sector, like Homelander, anybody who just has an oppressive projectile just throwing it at him. Because his walk speed actually isn't very good either. His walk speed seems pretty slow. His dash speed is okay though, but if he ain't in the 4-3-4 range, he really ain't doing much. And his mix it's still good. It's just nowhere near as good as it will be or was. So
I can agree with A, because he just has good mix, and he's also kind of a semi-vortex character of like he gets that one hit, and then there's more mix on Oki, and he kind of does really well in the ass play, like down 1 spike strike grenades, down 3 strike grenades, jump 3 into EX bloop drop and the strike grenades.
But most of that stuff too is like armorable, so that's why I also think
I'll say you can armor a lot of his stuff, and he also has 900 health. That's another thing. He also isn't hitting that hard, but I'm fine with him just because that all sounds broke on paper, but he doesn't hit hard, and and I think it's fair when characters. It's easy for them to get a hit if they don't hit hard.
The thing he has very good synergy with Striker though, because that means
he does.
Yeah, I'll be. I mean, I got a lot. I think he has a lot of synergy with a lot of cameos that people don't talk about.
Yeah, Trimmer.
Yeah, I'm torn, but yeah, I would be okay with like a high A.
I think he's like high A though for sure.
I'm good with high A.
Yeah, let's keep him there. Kinger, do you agree with high A for T1000?
Yeah, I think he's pretty much like a glass cannon. Like, he's either going to mix your shit or you're going to get a few openings and kill him. And his jump 3-2 is super annoying to deal with, and his goop droop for some reason isn't up blockable. But outside those things, yeah, I would say high A tier. Like, he got so many nerfs with like the 4-3 string and like the lowered health and the Movado nerfs. Like, so yeah, a lot of nerfs came his way and to his best cameos over time. What was that, Zoopa?
They brought back pre nerf needle dick. He'd be A plus.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah,
the needle. I missed the old needle. Now that needle is terrible. You can block that and run at me full screen and get a combo.
You can fatal blow it too after blocking
That's
it.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah, you can block it and fatal blow, bro, and he dies. Yeah.
Well,
all right, A plus. Throw that motherfucker in. I hate this character. I hate this character.
Before we decide, I do want to, as the spokesman for armor, this character's armor is the slowest.
Worst in the game. Worst in the game.
It's like 30 something. It's like worse than Quan Chi's, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So
I know that's his biggest weakness.
I know. Like, he obviously has great synergy with Jax, and maybe slightly to a lesser extent Sector. He has mix. What is it? Stupid 1-2-1 string
Yes.
excellent.
Yeah, that shit's
auto
so
shimmy
good.
in the
It's
game.
really good. Yeah.
Excellent down one. Just like in general, right? Obviously, like at the mid range, you got your back two, but man, oh man, like having the worst armor attack in the game against like Johnny Cage, Reiko, Smoke, Homelander, you know, um, to a lesser extent Kung Lao, Raiden, dude, you're gonna just get fucked in the ass, and you're gonna take it. And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I'm using this like just kind of to make my point. Pardon the profanity, but you know what I'm talking about. Like
We
at
know, we
some
get it.
point,
Yeah.
like having unless you're maybe Homelander. If you look at like Cyrax, right? Her armor's fucking strong, dude. It's fast. It's like what? Plus, she gets a safe jump. Havoc, don't have to comment. Johnny Cage, don't have to comment. Melina's is above average. Reiko has very good armor. Smoke, we already know. Like
Omni Man,
Kung
meter burn
Lao,
titties.
yeah, like a lot of these Scorpion, like then you look at the
Oh.
Kitas and it's just like, wait, what? What is this? Like
Yeah,
I don't know. man.
I will agree. Takeda's armor is ass.
Yeah.
And I'll probably put him more in A. Just looking at who's an A plus, I don't think he's better than most of those characters in A plus. But I think he's so downplayed.
He is downplayed like fuck.
That it's infuriating.
Yeah, that character's really good.
1-2 is is one of, if not the best ring. It's the best auto shimmy in the game. It's not close.
Yeah,
1-2
that
is
string is
great.
really, really stupid.
He has synergy with Jax. He is great Oki. I despise him playing him with like Sector, watching him play like with Sector or Jax, because I don't like when a character mixes him just jumping in my fucking face.
I know, yeah.
And if I guess wrong on a jump, I hold 40. He hits like a truck. All of his normals reach across the screen.
Oh, don't let the Takeda players hear you say that. They say it's bad. Back two's bad.
Back two is not bad.
That's what they say, bro.
Back two was bad. Back two is no longer bad. Back two is good.
They say it's too slow, and you can walk in between it.
Bad, like doesn't
Too
like
slow.
if you play Omni Man, it's a free punish, right? No matter it.
Why
doesn't matter.
the fuck do we want back two to be faster? You have a half screen normal. Why do I want that?
Yeah.
You want to like what are we doing?
No, this character is actually really good though. Another character where, like, if you put the time in, just because he's considered A, like you could beat anybody. And I heard that this character actually does really well in the Homelander matchup. So if you go in against Homelander,
I don't think he gets his ass whooped against Homelander.
no, I don't. I don't think so either.
Well, I would think so, just because you can't jump you can't jump and do the kunai because he's gonna run at you. But I think back two probably cooks Homelander because like you have to respect back two's range at all times.
Yeah, I heard this is one of the 5/5s for Homelander. That's why Homelander players say it's a losing matchup. Because
Oh yeah, of course. If they don't beat the shit out of him, it's gonna be
yeah, you know what I'm saying? If they don't beat the fuck out of him, it's a losing matchup.
They try to tell me that Homelander Quan was losing because I could zone him for half a second. Because I can punish the lasers. Oh wow! You can't just sit there and shoot shit at me
Let
the
me
whole
do
match.
this real quick about Homelander players. When they fight Kung Lao, I beg you guys to use Kung Lao just for a little bit and go online. They have no idea what to do. They're so spoiled playing these bad zoning characters in this game. God forbid there's one projectile that makes them think about something. They're completely lost. They have no idea what to do. They're like, wait, I can't just dash across the screen because I get hit. Yes, bitch, you get hit. You better inch your way forward, like as you should, because considering your dash and your offense, and the options you have, it's hilarious, just to see how they play. But anyway, I have Takeda in A. I don't know whom we have to move down, whom we have to move up. I lost track.
We'll do that. We'll just do that at the end.
Yeah, we'll do it there. Yeah,
We only got one more, and I'm putting her in D. I'm putting her in B anyways.
yeah, she is B.
Yeah, okay,
Probably the second worst character in the game.
Yeah, I think Tanya's probably the worst character in the game.
Yeah, I agree. She's probably the worst.
I feel like
I think she's second worst.
Well, fair enough. I feel like she's never been like kind of like quote unquote redesigned or readjusted. Once they kind of took away the armor, which by the way needed to be adjusted, just like Kung Lao's.
Needed to be.
But I feel like she just, unlike like Quan Chi or even like to a lesser extent, well, even more extent maybe, like Peacemaker, she doesn't even have any good like gimmicks. Like like at least those characters that like have gimmicks that can.
She
get
has
you
good
beat.
anti-zoning.
I don't know, man, dude. I don't look that stuff. If I'm using Kung Lao Sector, why do I care about that? If I see it, I'll just do uppercut, telecut with Sector. At mid range, I'm not playing footies against her because I'm not stupid. I'm just gonna run away, throw projectile. If she parries something, I don't care. She's gonna have to come in. I have armor. I have armor, so if she does back two garbage, whatever, forward two, whatever that string is, I'll just armor. They have to fear that. And then she's essentially reduced to like inch her way forward and trying to be careful. Again, a character who doesn't really have a vortex, who has no overhead.
I would say she's bad.
Yeah, I think like she was the only character I would actually close to being, I would actually call kind of bad. But again, in the right hands, I don't, she's still
I think she's decent just because she does have anti-zoning and she does have she does have good normals. I don't know, but I think it's stand 3 or forward 3 rivers where she like swings that son of a bitch halfway.
Oh yeah, that fucking long button.
That long ass, but she basically got like Ashra's forward 2, but better, and she can combo. She also has the same like down 1 ass play. They get down 1 and her little teleport. She has good, decent meterless damage. I'm thankful she's not what she used to be, because she used to be just absolute toxic ass.
Mm-hmm.
She used to literally just play like an absolute ape and win.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say like she's still better than Shang.
Like okay, like low key, you actually might be cooking on that. I might agree with that, because I think she has 2 or 3 matchups where like low key, she might win, bro. Like
I'm saying she's not
she
like,
might win them.
She's still annoying. You still have to respect her. Like,
yeah, don't get me wrong. Though. She's bad, but like
she's bad.
She does have a few, maybe 2 or 3 matchups though that she actually cooks in. I actually don't know if Shang has it. Maybe you're right.
I think I heard Tanya beats like Lee May, because like Lee May can't zone her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she obviously has longer buttons than Lee May, so it's like, what do you do with Lee May if you're playing?
I think she cooking the rain matchup too, bro. Tell you.
Really?
I think because if I do 1-1-4 and she does like the parry doesn't work.
Yeah.
Her long ass whatever buddy we were just talking about outspaces the shit out of back 3. If I do any of my slow ass projectiles, she can just armor or do that drill move. So yeah, I think she cooking that.
She also can just like wake up and do that parry too. Like that's a thing. Like I play her with like T1, and if I try to do like the 4-3, they just whip that son of a bitch out. It's like, all right.
Oh, see, I can't throw a projectile at her too, because mine are so slow that she could just react and parry.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
And then now she has this random forward 2, teleport, air move, down 1, teleport, drill kick in the whatever. Who the hell does DMB?
But yeah. She is B though. She is B.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, she is B. I just want let me just look at. I feel like ordering this. Let's do this. I feel like we should just keep it ABC order. However, let's stick to Zoopa's initial ambition and
I do like 7 per tier. I think
7?
I like.
Yeah, that's kind of fire.
I think we should keep that.
Quan in B tier. Quan in B
I'm not gonna
tier.
lie. I think the S tier though is
fine.
Perfect.
Perfect.
It is perfect.
Okay,
Don't touch that.
Just
Oh, you like that order too?
I don't like the order.
Nah, I think we gotta switch around the order of S tier, but we could do that later.
Yeah, we do that later.
Yeah, we can do it another time. I just like the 7. I think that's
the 7 is cool. Yeah. That's a good idea.
So obviously we have Cyrex, Havoc, Homeland, again ABC order. Cyrex, Havoc, Homeland, Johnny, Melina, Reiko, and Smoke. Is everybody okay with that?
That's cool. Perfect. S tier.
Yeah.
All those people are S tier. Not
Yes,
order.
sir.
Just S
Yes,
tier.
sir.
Whoever is watching in the chat is not order. Just S tier.
Yeah.
I personally did order it myself, but
okay.
You think this is order? This is order for you?
I've been ordering it kind of as you guys have been giving me the letter.
I got Johnny. I got Johnny higher.
But
yeah, I got Johnny higher and Rico higher. I think they both better than that.
I thought we'll be here for 2 hours. Like we gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
So A+. I might be a little bit outdated on this one. At least on my list, I have Shao, Geras, Kung Lao, Raiden, Rain, Scorpion, Sindel, and Takeda. But
So you got Ermac down.
Yeah, we got Ermac.
But even Takeda, we agreed.
Do you think Ermac's better than Shao?
No.
I do.
No.
I do. But
No.
I know I have the controversial Ermac take.
Well, these are guys. These are the 7. Like somebody's Shao, Geras, Kung Lao.
I think Ermac got a drop. I think Ermac, like I said, his offense just it lives and dies.
I guess he lives and dies by the king. I agree. I'll drop.
You know what I mean?
I'll drop Ermac. Yeah.
And then okay, is everybody okay with A+ again? Shao, Geras, Kung Lao, Raiden, Rain, Scorpion, and Sindel. That's 7 characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a lot in A. Holy shit.
Yeah. And A, we may have to. I might be one character I kind of lost track. I might be missing, but I have Ermac, Ghostface, Liu Kang, Noob, Omni-Man, Sector, T1000, Takeda.
Yeah,
I may have one character missing, and yeah, if I'm forgetting,
you got all of them. I think
You said Conan?
Katana, right? You said Conan and
Conan,
Katana.
yeah. Conan is the one I have missing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And Kitana, I myself moved down, but she
I can't do it.
okay.
No, I can't do it either.
I can't do it.
Somebody's gonna have to get moved down because I believe you have too
Omni
many up
Man.
here.
Omni
Yeah,
Man.
we do. No, hell
No,
no,
hell no.
Fuck no, hell no.
no.
I'm telling you,
Okay.
this is who I think.
Liu Kang.
Conan, maybe Lou,
I think
but I'm
maybe
thinking
Lou.
I'm thinking Conan and Ghostface at the just thinking about it.
I'm thinking Lou because everybody else has something broke about him. Everybody else has something dumb about him, but Lou.
Oh, you're right. Lou and Conan, they can drop because I think you have 2 extra, right?
Yeah.
I'll check again.
Yeah.
I'll check again.
Everybody else got something dumb but those 2. I guess I don't know. I fucking hate Conan. I think Conan broke his shit.
No, but if you just block, I get it though. But he is also one of the characters like he just bro. How do you get hit? You know what I mean? If you block, how do you get hit?
Wait, we still
Oh.
have. Wait,
Dro-
Nate, we still have 8.
Oh, damn, we still got too many. Somebody got to drop down to B. I'm dropping Lee May down.
Yeah, I'll drop Lee Man. I'll drop Lee Man.
I'm dropping Lee May.
Lee May is already in B+. I'm talking about A. Ermac, Ghostface, Kitana, Noob, Omni-Man, Sector, T1000, Takeda. I still have 8 here.
And that's with me putting Conan in B+ tier.
Yeah, I have Conan. So we have one
I-
more in 8 that we need.
Ooh.
I guess it's down to what? Sector and Katana?
I like Sector.
You think? I don't think.
I think Ghostface got to be there. I think Ermac got to be there. I think Noob got to be there. Obviously, the
that's
Omni
what
Man
we-
Takeda for me.
I think that's what we might disagree. I think Ghostface could move, bro.
I
He's got
don't.
Ghostface.
I think Ghostface is just the worst Cyrax. I think he's still good.
And I think Sector belongs to because at least she's a good. Look, I think if you go to a tournament, use this character, you're a dumbass. But if you go to a tournament and use her as a secondary, I think you're a very wise man. So
I guess
like
yeah,
her
we're looking at it like that.
I like her in A and I think again she's mid tier. She does well against some and does bad against. Dude, guys, I know I gotta hurt your fit. It's gotta be Kitana. Like she's the only
There's
one.
no way.
No,
There's no way.
just drop
no.
Sector. I'd rather see Sector.
Yeah, I'm better. I'm better off
Sector.
with the Sector than Katana.
Yeah, I'd rather have Sector than Katana.
You guys are crazy, but I'll do it. Okay, fine.
No, bro, Katana's dumb.
It's fuck. It's fuck.
Katana's so stupid.
Okay, then let me see how this one works out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have 8 and B+ again. We have Ashra, Conan, Lee May, Liu Kang, Peacemaker, Quan Chi, Sector, Sub-Zero. Who are we moving down?
Lee May
Quan.
and Quan, yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I feel like I'm missing somebody, guys.
Floyd.
That's everybody.
I think it's everybody. Yeah, everybody. That's 7 people too.
You said
I actually liked it. Like looking at it, it's seven people.
No,
per list.
it
looks cool. It looks clean. It's sleek.
It's
Yeah.
clean.
Okay, I think you're right. I think so. In B+, just to reiterate, we have Ashra, Conan, Lee May, Peacemaker, Quan Chi.
Not a B plus. Not a B
Not B
plus.
plus.
Lee
No,
May, we got the B.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you put her in B.
We put it. In B,
So
yeah.
I'll tell you what our B plus is. We got Sector, Conan, Natara, Ashra, Peacemaker, Sub-Zero, Lou.
Okay, so Ashra, Conan, Liu Kang, Peacemaker, Quan Chi, Sector, and Sub.
No Quan Chi.
Oh, my bad. Because
Yeah.
you guys decided Quan Chi being on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's Sector, Conan, Natara, Ashra, Peacemaker, Sub, Lou.
Okay, now I think we got it. Okay. So Ashra, Conan, Liu Kang, Nitara, Peacemaker, Sector, Sub-Zero. I have it in ABC just to, this is,
Yeah.
I like it to this way. And then in B, we have Baraka, Kenshi, Lee May. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Quan Chi, Reptile, Shang Tsung, and Tanya.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I suggest we do. I suggest we cut it out here, leave this like this. On the next episode, if possible, per Franco, we can do the cameo tier lists, a cameo tier list. Also, maybe a similar style like this. It will be difficult to limit it because I think the cameo, unlike the
I think cameos go by a lot faster because there's some
Yeah,
that are
dude.
like dog shit.
Yeah, there are some ass cameos in this game.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. We can't do 3 cameos per list, or, per letter. I don't think that's
Yeah.
gonna work. Because I think there's some pretty bad cameos in
No,
this
there's
game.
some actual like D cameos.
Yeah. But
There's some actual
yeah,
Ds.
100%. But maybe we can say that for the next time. I like maybe Franco a Snapchat of this, so maybe I can post it on Twitter or test your mind, etc., and kind of see, that we work. Obviously, we work together on this. We have two high level, well, 3 high level players, and one
Well,
scrub.
let them know that it's not ordered.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
I
know
will
people
let.
think
Yeah,
we got
people
Quan
get
bottom.
really mad at it.
If they say it's ordered, people be like, oh, why Quan ain't bottom one? What the fuck?
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I'll do that. But I kind of like, you know, the effort on this, because Franco and I, we kind of talked some stuff about ourselves, but it's good to have you guys like like confirm some stuff that we might be upplaying, downplaying.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily agree with 100% of this, but I agree with like definitely like the vast
Yeah,
majority.
yeah. And everybody won't. Everybody
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
agree with every
yeah.
single thing, but it's supposed to be like the majority of if
Yeah.
you agree with it or not. Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
feel the same way? Do you feel the same way about the list after whatever?
I
Almost
think so. I agree. I agree with most of it.
Yeah.
The only thing that's a little iffy for me is the Katana and Omni placement. But other than that, like if we put in 7 per list,
Would you put them up?
yeah, then I'm saying if we put in 7 per grade,
Yeah.
then no, it's impossible to. But I think both of those characters are really, really good.
Yeah,
I like
with,
7 for grade.
with
I just
the,
like it makes it more interesting. You gotta actually have a hot take. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
With-
it's a very interesting criteria. But King Junior, what is your opinion? Do you agree mostly with this, or like if you had to disagree with something? Like for me, it might be like Sector. I think it might be too low, but I understand because I think Sector is better than Kitana.
under
but
the
what do you think?
circumstances of the 7 in each tier, I think I would put Conan higher
I
and
agree
like
on that,
lower Omni Man.
I'd rather swap
but,
Katana and Conan if I'm being honest.
No way.
But-
no
bro.
way.
but yeah,
Yes.
that's if I'm
Hell
limited to
no.
the.
Yes, Conan is so dumb.
He is if you get hit. How do you get hit though?
What you mean? Eventually, you're gonna get hit.
No, you don't. All you have to do is block.
You try to take your turn, and boom, you're dead.
All you have to do is block.
Trillion, you could do
For
this.
how fucking long?
Guys,
Shit,
hold on. You're missing
The whole fucking round.
Hold on. Trillion, you're missing the point. Like you could say the same thing about Kitana. Like she also gonna get hit if you don't press the button against her.
Nah, she has unblockables though with Jax. Eventually, you'll get hit. Like
I know,
Conan.
okay, but now you're changing the argument. Well, you're gonna get hit by Conan by this. Like I think both are in the same tier. If you ask me, I think both kind of have the same strengths and the same weaknesses. It's just that, well,
because nobody playing Conan Jax though. Like she doesn't have like
They should.
unblockable jab pressure. You know what I mean?
Fucking should.
actually, they did used to. Remember, because when he does that spinning thing, he's projectile invincible, so he can chip you like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But it's not a cameo I would use. Well, anyway, let's keep it at that. That's our tier list. We need somebody to take a Snapchat, and then we will, at some point post this online. I like the effort on this, and maybe on the next episode we can all come together, and it will be a lot shorter video. We can talk about the cameos, which we all agree this was like with the real, the genuine.
Yeah, there's some
you know,
shitty ones.
Yeah, there's some really, really bad ones.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so to confirm for the end of the video, this is unordered, even though I do like ordering things, but I'm gonna say, everybody's agreeing we're gonna unorder. This is unordered. Final product is unordered. Floyd is triple S tier, no fucks given. He's broken. And I'm glad Garrus is just in the tier he belongs in. But yeah, he's still not top 10, even if it's ordered or not.
well, either way, we appreciate Zoopa as well as Trillion joining us for doing this, and hope they join us in the next episode. For the cameo tier list. I want to thank King Junior for hosting, and I want to thank all of you for listening to this episode of the Nexus podcast. And we hope to see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.